That was a huge win for the Golden State Warriors. I'm going to explain why I'm not understating the significance of this game tonight. The Golden State Warriors, by winning this game in Houston, again, cementing the fact that they own one of the best teams in the Western Conference. This was big, folks. This was a statement win. This game carried a lot of meaning as the Warriors have, less than 30 games? I'm going to guess 28 off the top of my head, remaining in the regular season as they go into the All-Star break. They're one game above 500. They're in a good position. The Jimmy Butler era is off to a fantastic start. And let's have a good time tonight, folks, because the Warriors could have easily blown that game. They did not. They're victorious. And we're going to forget about that ugliness in Dallas just the night before. A game that was blatantly rigged. A game that the NBA gave to the Mavs as a gesture of pity, with the Warriors being the sacrificial lamb in the process. We're moving on because this game tonight was huge. The Golden State Warriors going to the All-Star break, a game above 500. They're feeling good. They're looking good. Let's talk about it. This is the Golden Days.
They always find something to nitpick, and that's because there's expectations for us to win. It was a pretty crazy night.
Let's go.
In a minute, I'ma need a sentimental man or woman to pump me up. Come on and break me off. 'Cause I get what I want and I like what I see. If you
Welcome to the Golden Days. I'm your host for the evening, Cyrus Saatsaz. You can follow me on Threads and Instagram at DogWild. Over on Twitter, my handle is at Surf Journalist. The program is on both those platforms at Golden Days Pod. In just a moment, we're going to talk about the Golden State Warriors being victorious tonight in the city of Houston. A final score of 105-98, a game that the Warriors led by as much as 24 before exhaustion kicked in. Questionable rotations were being used. The Rockets pulled within, I believe, one. Don't quote me on that figure. They might have even tied it. It got very close there. Then the Warriors regained their composure. They regained their footing, and they took care of business to come away victorious in Houston to finish the pre-All-Star game season, a game above 500. We'll break all that down and so much more after we give some love again to our sponsors. And first and foremost, Underdog Fantasy. I haven't even looked if I won my bet tonight, although something tells me, did Jimmy Butler hit 20 points? Oh, he came. Oh, see, this is, look, on one hand, the losing hurts, but it's so much fun playing because the premise of Underdog Fantasy is betting on individual players and whether they're going to hit certain totals, whether and if they're going to go higher than or lower than set figures. So in Jimmy Butler's case, you had the option of wagering on Butler scoring higher than or lower than 20 points. And I thought he was going to score higher than that. He finished with 19 tonight. The good news is with Underdog Fantasy, minimum of 2 selections, maximum of 8. You can win up to 1,000 times what you put in. So for example, if you put a $5 bet down, you could literally walk away with $5,000. I've already won one of those 8-player dockets and got back 50 times my money. So I'm literally just riding high with Underdog Fantasy, even with Jimmy Butler not hitting. You can also flex your picks. So for example, that same bet that I put down of 4 players in my case, if I hit 3 out of 4, I could at least break even and even come away with a few bucks of profit. That's the beauty of Underdog Fantasy. It's fun. It's easy to play. Use the promo code GSW for a free pick and up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Tonight's episode brought to you by the good doctor, Dr. Tom Rosanelli. Gentlemen, if your hair is thinning, do not wait. Do not just sit there and do nothing. Don't you dare even try the dating scene if the mug up there does not look good. And this picture is all you need to look at. If you're debating whether or not you want to call Dr. Tom Rosanelli, don't be like LeBron James, at least not the old version of LeBron James. Be like the new version of LeBron James, who got the hair restoration care he needed to look good, to feel good, and you can feel the exact same way. You can be one of the best players in the NBA, like LeBron James, not at Stephen Curry or Michael Jordan's level, but close enough. Call the good doctor, Dr. Tom Rosanelli, 415-931-9881, or visit rosanelli.com. Again, 415-931-9881, or visit rosanelli.com and mention Rick Barry's name for $500 off, because the Hall of Famer is celebrating the 50th anniversary of his 1975 NBA Finals MVP he won for the Golden State Warriors. We're adding a 0 to that to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Warriors winning that title, and you could save $500 with Dr. Tom Rosanelli. 415-931-9881, or visit rosanelli.com. The consultation is free. At a bare minimum, just give him a call, tell him what's up, and he'll give you a fantastic level of treatment, a respectable approach to you to hopefully make you look good and feel good. And last but not least, today's episode brought to you by BetOnline, the world's most trusted betting platform. Football's over, but we got the NBA, folks, and you could bet on the action. This is how brilliant the bookies were. The Warriors were 1.5-point favorites for tonight's game. I saw that line and thought to myself, what? Like, the Warriors coming off a back-to-back after that insanely brutal loss to the Mavericks, and they're 1.5-point favorites on the road against the Houston Rockets, who came into tonight's game 14 games above 500. The bookies know what they're doing. You could give it your best shot to win some money from them. Go to BetOnline, the world's most trusted betting platform, because the game starts here. And when it comes to the game, the Golden State Warriors, ladies and gentlemen, this was a game of massive significance. And I'm going to tell you why right now. The Golden State Warriors do not typically play their aging veterans in the second half of back-to-backs. And there was a very strong possibility that after that brutal loss last night to the Dallas Mavericks, that was cringeworthy, that was gut-wrenching. The good news from that is the players felt the same way the fans felt. They took that loss personally, and they showed up tonight with a must-win approach. They wanted to enter the All-Star break with good vibes, with positivity, with momentum, and they accomplished that. And this win tonight, with Stephen Curry playing 35 minutes, 17 seconds, Draymond Green played 29 minutes, 56 seconds. Jimmy Butler played 34 minutes, 31 seconds. Moses Moody took a shot to the shoulder that I'm guessing on most nights would have knocked him out of the game. He came back. Dude stayed in the game of fighting for loose balls and calling timeouts while his arm was dangling there. I'm guessing he had numbness, very little feeling in it. The Warriors gave it their all tonight. And the reason why I find this incredibly significant is because this was a test to see where the Warriors are on a night where they're going to give it their all, where they're going to treat a game like it's a must-win scenario, and they passed the test. This was huge, folks. The Warriors played like they cared tonight. The Warriors treated this game like a must-win. And if they had lost, I would not be feeling great about them as currently constructed with what, 2 months left to play before the postseason starts. The win tonight was huge. They gave it their all. They treated this like a game, like a test more specifically, in terms of where they are on the season, whether or not the Warriors, coming off a back-to-back, coming off that brutal loss, if this was a test that they gave to themselves. Can we, showing up on a night like this, beat an elite team in the NBA like the Houston Rockets? Because if we can, we're legit. Because if we can, we can pretty much handle the rigors of the last 2+ months of this season leading into the postseason. The Houston Rockets are a very real team. They're a damn good team. And the Warriors winning there tonight opened up a 24-point lead on Houston and incredibly blew that lead. The lead, again, I can't remember if it was down to 1 or if it even got tied. Aaron Holiday made this a very close game in the late third, early fourth quarter portion of the 48 minutes. And Steph was like, hell no, I'm not going to let this happen. Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, Brandin Podziemski, I thought, had a fantastic game. especially in the first half, and then and then played just good enough in the third and fourth quarters to help lead this team to victory. But Steph, Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, they stepped up tonight and delivered when it mattered the most, because a loss in a game like this, especially when you have a 24-point lead, that would have been so demoralizing going into the All-Star break, being a game below 500, having all this doubt creeping in. Like, imagine if they lost this game and you're one of the team's best players. You pretend you're Stephen Curry, for example. The difference going into the All-Star break, knowing that even on the second half of a back-to-back on the road in a hostile environment like Houston, you're going into the All-Star break knowing that if you show up and treat a game like it's a must-win, which every playoff game is, you can deliver. If you'd lost that game tonight, there would have been doubt creeping in. There would have been confidence bubble bursters, if that makes sense, in the minds of a lot of these Warriors players, because they came in tonight giving it their all, treating this like a must-win game. And if you lose a game like that, you're going to start letting self-doubt creep in mentally. The Warriors prevented that. That is massively huge. This was a very big win for the Golden State Warriors. And look, I know they're just a game above 500, but they're 3-1 since Jimmy Butler arrived. The home crowd hasn't even had an opportunity to enjoy this newest addition to the Golden State Warriors. That's going to be fun after the All-Star break. But for now, it's a damn good feeling that the Golden State Warriors won this game, that for the next week while the team is off, instead of being in this morose mood of, can they do it? Man, that another loss that really sucked. They would have had a losing streak going to the All-Star break. Now, instead, you're going into the All-Star break knowing you have Jimmy Butler on your team, knowing you've won 3 of the last 4, knowing you probably should have won all 4 games since Jimmy Butler got here, and that Dallas game was an anomaly. I think the Warriors, it's safe to say, can treat that game, that just complete cluster F-bomb of a performance by the officials, and that was embarrassing on the NBA's part, to just literally give the Mavericks a game like that. I know Kyrie had a magnificent performance. I get that. But do not pretend for a second that the officials were leaning in one direction, and it was not the Warriors' direction in that game. So to make up for that with this win tonight by the Warriors, massively huge. We're going to invite the chat, obviously, in just a minute. Byron Knox in the chat mentioning, I'm telling you, when Jonathan Kuminga comes back, and I was thinking this the whole night because Kuminga feasts on this Rockets team, but Byron Knox adding a golden dazer that the Warriors are going to be a problem when Kuminga's back. Wholeheartedly agree. I love the Moses Moody minutes. I thought he had a fantastic performance. Again, Brandin Podziemski had a great night. He was in the starting lineup tonight, taking a Buddy Hield spot. Thank goodness the head coach of the Warriors, Steve Kerr, showed the world that he can make adjustments, that even though his trust issues are very deep in terms of who he does and does not trust, I don't get the Buddy Hield trust at all. He had another horrific game. Good news is Steve Kerr made the adjustment. The Warriors did not start another game with Buddy Hield, and they did not pay a price for Buddy Hield extensive minutes. Buddy tonight played a total of, where's his minutes? 13 minutes, 56 seconds. That I like. I can stomach 13 minutes, 56 seconds of Buddy Hield. When it's approaching 30 minutes, that's a problem. And thankfully, the Warriors adjusted on that front. Some numbers to provide for you, because there were some players in this game that really stepped up and delivered. First and foremost, Stephen Curry. The man's going to be 37 years old in a month, and he's still at the peak of his powers. If anyone was going to falter down the stretch because of exhaustion from playing a back-to-back, it probably would have been Stephen Curry, but instead, he stepped up 27 points in this game tonight, 5 of 13 shooting from beyond the arc, again, on the second half of a back-to-back. And he played extensive minutes in last night's loss, added 5 rebounds in this game, 3 assists. One of the many stats that sticks out for Stephen Curry, and safe to say he is our Underdog Fantasy player of the game tonight, was having just 1 turnover. That's it. I think he had 4 in last night's game. Some of those were costly. Rebounds tonight with a 1 turnover, 27-point performance, a +7 in net rating. for the team when Steph was playing. So bravo to Stephen Curry. A magnificent performance on his part. Going to the chat, Niner MMA 86 writing thoughts on 45% of the 975 listeners hating the Jimmy Butler trade. Are you referring to like right now or the night that it happened? Or look, I'll happily retouch this subject. Human nature reveals the flaws in all of us, right? And having self-awareness at least helps in avoiding falling into the trappings of human nature, right? All the weaknesses and flaws that make us mortal beings, if you may. One of the flaws of human nature, and this is where, again, if you don't have self-awareness, that means you're not aware of the things you're doing yourself, which represent these failings, these fundamental logical fallacies, if you will, that humans routinely conduct and exhibit. Because again, we're all flawed, man. We're all made of tissue and blood and cells and molecules and that. I mean, look, we're just beings, right? Ultimately, we're animals, just at a very highly intellectual level. So when it comes to the folks who frowned largely upon the Jimmy Butler trade, what I saw from that was the trap of humans falling back into the flaws that they exhibit. In this case, being nostalgia. In this case, being holding on to memories and feelings that made you feel good and not wanting to change that. And look, Andrew Wiggins was the second best player on a title run. I don't know if he was the second best player throughout that entire season. If you made that argument, fine. I won't push back on that. But he certainly was the second best player in that postseason run. The Warriors won a title with Andrew Wiggins on this team. So I can understand people having a hard time letting go and accepting a significant change on a team that, like me, you're probably emotionally invested in. You probably have highs and lows riding emotionally, depending on what the Warriors do. And when the Warriors are trading a key component of a squad that won a title 2.5 years ago, emotions will creep in, feelings will creep in. I get that. So, I'm not going to judge those folks who had a hard time accepting the Jimmy Butler trade, who had a hard time adapting to the new look Warriors with Andrew Wiggins having moved on to the Miami Heat. They were wrong. And that's okay. I'm wrong sometimes. Every person on the planet is wrong sometimes. There's no such thing as an infallible human being. And look, sometimes nostalgia will win out in terms of whether or not someone may or may not be logical. So I don't know if that what I just said makes any sense to you, but that's my thoughts on nearly half of Dub Nation, if that's what you're alluding to, having a hard time moving on from Andrew Wiggins with the Jimmy Butler trade. But I am confident of this. Everyone's going to move on. Everyone, if the Warriors keep winning. And winning cures everything. That's the beauty of sports. It's all about competition. It's got a capitalistic approach where there's one winner and one loser. And if the Warriors win, you're not going to have to worry about fans still being bitter about the trade or even begrudgingly accepting Jimmy Butler to the team. They're going to embrace it and they're going to love it. And I'm guessing a lot of those folks already are. So Steve White writing in the chat that it felt like Jimmy Butler was the scapegoat Wiggins was. Is that what you're referring to? And then Perry Olson writing, after the last 2 years, how can you have a hard time letting go of Wiggins? Again, I didn't have a hard time, but I'm trying to just understand the perspective of those who did. But I'm with you, Perry. I don't get it. It's the production was not there for 2+ years. There was no consistency there from Andrew Wiggins over the last 2+ years. So I'm happy. I'm thrilled that Jimmy Butler is on this team. It sets this Warriors franchise up for Stephen Curry's and to a lesser extent Draymond Green's final run with the Warriors. Maybe Steve Kerr's as well. There's a strong possibility he's going to ride off into the sunset with Steph and with Draymond Green. But all their contracts end at the same time, 2027. So this is your core. And this is the group that's going to try to make a run for the next 2.5 years. You're also going to see the young pieces growing and developing in the process. I'm happy right now. I'm not going to lie, man. I'm stoked about this team. Traveling never mind. I saw something in the chat that didn't make much sense. Byron Knox adding Golden Dazer that Andrew Wiggins did not even play for the Heat tonight. What was the reasoning, if you don't mind adding to that? I'm curious. So anyways, but Stephen Curry was our player of the game in tonight's performance. Jimmy Butler played 34 minutes, 31 seconds in this game. What I'm seeing from Jimmy Butler is someone who's still getting used to the system, who's still getting acclimated to this new environment that he's in and this new team that he's playing with. There were a few moments where he's getting fed the ball inside, for example, and he's doing one too many pump fakes. He's getting a little too cute with gimmicky moves and one too many passes. And you're going to see Jimmy Butler settle down soon as a member of the Warriors, where there isn't going to be any overthinking of plays. And I feel like that's the one downside I'm seeing from Butler right now. And again, that's a problem that will go away because he's new to this team and this new system. With that said, he came just shy of hitting the 20-point mark again as a member of the Warriors, finishing with 19 points tonight, 8 rebounds tonight. He gets his teammates involved, added 4 assists, had 0 turnovers in this game. The Warriors as a team collectively had 10 on the night. Great job by the team playing clean basketball, not giving up costly turnovers. The Warriors had 11 team turnovers total, and it resulted in 14 points for the Rockets. But they played clean ball, and Jimmy Butler was at the forefront of that. So I'm in love with the Jimmy Butler era. This is about as good as it could get. And I'm honestly happier with this scenario than I would have been with Kevin Durant, because if you traded for Kevin Durant, let's say that trade happens, you're giving up a lot of extra pieces. Wait until you see this Warriors team when Kuminga comes back. They're going to be deadly. They're going to be dangerous. We have no idea what's going to happen with the buyout market. Again, Bruce Brown's a name that's floated out there. Chris Boucher is a name that's floated out there. We shall see what happens. But even if they do nothing, I'm really happy with this team. I think they could play with anyone. The Nuggets are a huge question mark. We'll see what happens when they meet up again later this season. But again, the fact that they beat the Rockets again, what are they on the season now? 3-1 against them. I mean, that's incredible. And the Rockets are one of the best teams in the NBA. So I'm pumped. I'm stoked. A few other performances tonight I want to give a shout out to. Brandin Podziemski, who we talked about earlier. He was in the starting lineup tonight. His first half numbers are what I'm going to present to you, because Brandin Podziemski finished this game. First of all, he played 39 minutes, 26 seconds. I really wish when Jonathan Kuminga comes back, we see the same minute distribution given to him. Because Kuminga playing 36 minutes, 39 minutes, you're going to see massive box scores from him. That's when you're going to start seeing the 40, 50-point nights where you'll see double-doubles of 45 points, 12 rebounds. Kuminga has that in him. He just needs the minutes. And Podziemski got the kind of minutes that, again, I hope Kuminga gets. In those 39 minutes, 26 seconds, Brandin Podziemski, 7 of 17 from the field, had a clutch bucket in the fourth quarter. It was one of his hook shots that just went right in. He was struggling shooting in the second half. 2 of 7 from beyond the arc, and a lot of those were clutch in the first half. 18 points on the night, 5 rebounds on the night, 4 assists on the night, 4 steals on the night for Mr. Podziemski, and a block as well, 18 points. But the first half numbers is where I thought he really stuck out in terms of positive production. Brandin Podziemski in the first half was, here it is, 5 of 11 shooting from the field. He was 2 of 6 shooting from beyond the arc. So he only had one more, if I have my numbers right, he only had 1 3-point attempt in the entire second half and missed it. There was one moment in the fourth quarter where he was wide open for a 3 and passed on it. I just hope that he's young. So I don't know if moments like that are revealing in the sense that he still has confidence issues with his shot, or maybe he was just looking for a better opportunity. But he hit 33% of them in the first half. He had 14 points in the first half. Which again is a huge reason why the Warriors went into the halftime tunnel with a 62-48 lead that they expanded when they started the third quarter, where at one point they were leading this game by 24 points. And so Brandin Podziemski, despite some struggles in the second half, bravo, kid. You did a damn good job. Moses Moody, I thought, played excellent ball. And he got 33 minutes, 48 seconds of action tonight. Let's hope this becomes a trend and that this is not a one-off where, after the All-Star break, all of a sudden Buddy Hield's back in the starting lineup again, getting 30 minutes. Moses Moody needs to get those minutes. He does such a better job defensively. He does such a better job rebounding. Larry Krueger last night brought up the assist. That is one part of Moses Moody's game, which does need progression still. Case in point, when I play Underdog Fantasy and you see all the Warriors players and their lines, Moses Moody routinely, if you're going to bet higher than or lower than in terms of assists for Moses Moody, the line for him is usually either 0.5 or 1.5, meaning you're betting on Moses Moody to either get 2 assists and you're going to win, or 3 assists and you're going to lose, or vice versa. There's some nights where all he needs is 1 assist and you're going to win if you bet the higher than total. So the assist part of his game is not quite there yet, but that's okay. You take that part away, and tonight, again, he had 1 assist. So if you did bet the higher than total for him in that category, you did not win. But Moody had some great moments in this game. Again, that possession or two where he had the injured shoulder, and I don't know if it was a stinger. I haven't gotten any information yet on whether or not there was anything serious to that. He did come back in. Sometimes players get shoulder stingers out there. You experience numbness, and it's a weird feeling. I remember happening to me once, but he came back and he played tough. And Moody tonight, the box score may or may not reflect his overall contributions. He did hit double figures in scoring, 10 points. For Moses Moody. I believe all 10 of those points came in the first half. So Moody did not score a bucket in the second half, but he did have some great defensive possessions. He did have some clutch rebounds in this game, had 6 boards in this game total, had 2 steals, had 2 blocks, and had 0 turnovers. So Moses Moody, bravo to you. And last but not least, in terms of the stat sheet, I want to highlight Draymond Green. And then I'm going to post a link for the chat if anyone wants to come on. If there's any sound that we can play back from Houston, we will. I'll check that in just a minute. But Draymond Green started as the small ball 5 for the Warriors tonight. A move I don't support typically, not because it results in losing basketball. I'm not going to pretend that that's not true. They win. They're a good team when Draymond is your 5. But I also am concerned about the wear and tear. I also want Draymond Green to be healthy when the postseason starts. I want him to be fresh for the postseason. And starting Draymond at the 5 is adding wear and tear, man. There were possessions where Jacques Lindell, who for whatever reason always has these huge games against the Warriors, is beyond frustrating. There were possessions in that Rockets comeback in that late third, early fourth quarter period where the Rockets were getting second, third, fourth chance opportunities because of offensive rebounds. And as good as Draymond Green is, he's still 6'6". I know he's got the massive wingspan, and again, he's an elite big. Make no mistake about that. But I'm not the biggest supporter of him playing heavy minutes as the team's 5, just because I don't want the wear and tear to be a concern too much 2 months from now. With that said, he played fantastic basketball tonight. That 3-pointer he hit late in the game sealed the deal for the Golden State Warriors to hold off a pesky Rockets team that kept fighting back, thanks to Aaron Holiday, who had 25 points in this game tonight. Jacques Lindell, who was just a pest, 13 points, 8 rebounds for him. Dude was even hitting 3-pointers, or at least hit 1. But Draymond Green held his own like he does. A player who I do wish was considered more regularly for Defensive Player of the Year, just because when all said and done, and 15, 20 years from now, we're looking back at the history books, metaphorically speaking, because their books will not exist in 15, 20 years, most likely. Very sad, yet very possible. We're going to see Draymond Green with 1 Defensive Player of the Year award. We're going to see Rudy Gobert with 4. When that does not in any regard reflect reality, Rudy Gobert is the most overrated defensive player this game has ever seen. He should never have won 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards. 1 I get. 2's a stretch. When he got the 3rd, I was losing my shit over that. The 4th made me lose all respect for the voters because that was asinine. And Draymond only has one, even though it is a safe statement to make that over the last 10 years, Draymond Green is either the best or second best defensive player in the NBA. The only other individual who's in the conversation is Kawhi Leonard, and he's dealt with so many injuries and he's been off the court for so long that I don't, to me, it's not even an argument, but I bring that up just for the Kawhi supporters out there. Although Draymond Green can cover 1 through 5 at an elite level. Kawhi 1 through 4. I don't know if he's elite defending bigs. Like, I don't know if Kawhi Leonard can defend Nikola Jokic the way Draymond Green can. My entire point is Draymond Green deserves so much more respect, so much more accolades, so much more recognition for being the defensive stalwart that he is. The dude is a menace. He hit that three-pointer tonight, which was huge. And the box score reflected some contributions from Draymond Green. He played, again, 29 minutes, 56 seconds, 5 of 8 from the field. He also had that big layup after the timeout late in the fourth quarter. That was a huge bucket for him. But that 3 sealed the deal at the very end of the game. Had 1 trip to the free throw line, made both his free throws. Those were clutch. Those are late in the game as well. Draymond had 8 assists in this game, 4 rebounds, 13 points, 2 steals, and a block, a +8 in net rating. So Draymond Green, bravo to you. You know what? I'm going to switch up my player of the game. As I'm hearing myself talk about Draymond Green out loud, I don't know how I can't give him tonight's player of the game honors. Draymond Green, you got it. Congratulations. You just robbed tonight's award from Stephen Curry. Draymond Green is our Underdog Fantasy player of the game for fantastic basketball on both sides of the court, offensively and defensively. 13 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. Did have 4 turnovers, which is not the greatest thing ever, but it did not cost the team. And again, without Draymond Green, the Warriors are not winning this game tonight. So, Steve White, I agree. Moses Moody looked solid on defense in this game. So kudos to him. Richard Marquez, Golden Days are adding that Moses Moody was flying to the floor for loose balls too. Yeah, he was doing that while having a numb right arm because of that shoulder stinger. So totally huge game for Moses Moody tonight. Joshua Dave Labrador writing, can the Warriors add Bruce Brown so that Buddy Hield can just be hidden away on the bench? I wish. I hope. We've talked about the buyout market, and we'll talk about that some more. Yeah, Bruce Brown is easily like one of my 2 favorites for possibilities of the buyout market. He's probably number 1 on my list. I do hope that the Warriors do secure him if he becomes available. I'm going to post a link to the chat if anyone wants to come on. I've taken up half an hour of time just talking myself, and that's enough. Let's see if no one shows up, no one shows up. But if you want to come on and talk Warriors, again, who came away victorious tonight, the final game before the All-Star break, they're victorious in Houston, 105-98, the final score tonight in a game that was way too close for comfort after the Warriors started with a 24-point lead. I believe that lead was enjoyed in the second quarter of this game. Worth noting, the Warriors, with their small ball lineup tonight, did suffer a bit rebounding-wise. They were out-rebounded 52-42. Let me put that link in the chat. Rello says he wants to come on. All right, the link is now there. I always go in chronological order. I also promised Shardal that he would co-host with me for this segment. So anyone that comes on, if Shardal is available, you'll be talking to both of us. So Shardal, if you're available, the invite is now open. I'm going to check real fast if there's any sound that has come down from Houston following tonight's game to see if Steve Kerr or Stephen Curry had any comments. And if not, totally understandable because, again, the beat reporter pool is very thin when the Warriors are on the road. And so sound, which used to be very plentiful after these games, suddenly is not. At least not until the next day when the Warriors post a bunch of content from these post-game press conferences. So I don't see any sound currently available, at least from the socials, but I do have folks in the chat. And let's start with Sachin. You're on the program. I hope you're as giddy as I am. How you doing, man?
Yeah, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. How you doing?
Hey, dude, I'm doing good. Well, this is a good win, especially after like the heartbreaker against Dallas. I mean, that one kind of sucked. Uh, One thing I will say though that I just watched this game, especially in like that third, fourth quarter, like the rotations are questionable. But when you have two stars, finally now you have two stars in Jimmy and Steph. And before, Jimmy played his first game, Steve Kerr said like he'll play all the non-Steph minutes. But this game, I saw plenty of moments where Jimmy and Steph were both off the floor, and that's inexcusable for me
Was
because
there a
it's like,
moment where that happened tonight?
yeah, when I saw the game, there were like multiple moments where that happened, but I don't know. I
Was
mean,
when it was
after,
I I don't remember that myself. I'm not accusing you of lying at all. I don't remember that myself though, and my guess is if that happened, those moments were very brief. But if it wasn't,
yeah,
I'm gonna look it up myself because I did not
'cause
notice that.
I
I
don't know,
believe.
I wasn't like completely, locked in like that first and second quarter, but I noticed it then, and the third quarter too. I saw that, so
Do you
I
remember
found
who
that
was on
kind
the
of like confusing.
Do you remember
But
who was on the court when both Butler and Steph were off?
no, I mean it could have just been brief, but for me,
Okay.
like the offense already is as like stagnant as it is. Like if you don't have one of those two players on the floor, even if it's like for like three possessions, like you kind of cook. Like you have no like type of offense. So,
Yeah.
that's one thing I noticed. I felt like that was kind of weird. Moody, I thought played incredible, especially that first quarter. He had like two blocks on Jalen Green. Like that was amazing to see by him.
It was.
And he's
I
moving his
remember that
feet like
vividly.
really well too. So
Moody played
I
great
mean
ball.
that was
He
good
did.
for him. Pods too. I feel like after that injury, he's been playing pretty phenomenal. So yeah, I mean those are the main points I hit, and of course you want to have some buyouts right now. I still think to contend again, just making the playoffs is gonna be something for this team. But if they do make the playoffs, if they really want to compete, I do think they need a 5 and a 2. Because I mean, Buddy Hield too, man. Like every game I see him, like it's rough out here. Like
It is
if
rough.
he can't shoot, I don't know why he plays. Like last game, he played what, like 30 plus minutes. Like he
Right
can't
around there,
shoot.
he played. Yeah, he played
Yeah,
right.
he
And
can't
last
shoot.
game, I didn't bring this up on last night's show, Sachin. I forgot to. Like his own teammates were on the court visibly frustrated with him, and it's
Yeah,
not just like role players. It was Steph, it was Draymond, it was Jimmy Butler.
yeah,
All three of them were visibly frustrated with Buddy.
yeah,
When that's happening, I don't understand what's going through Steve Kerr's mind to leave him out there. That
exactly.
is
And
beyond just nonsensical, man. It really is.
like he's like I saw this, like he's like a puppy on defense. Like any type of fake, any type of just move that the defender throws, like he's just gonna fall for it, which is just like he's really bad right now. Defensively, he's terrible. He can't play make. He can't shoot. He can't rebound, and he's just playing 30 plus minutes. Like I never understood that. Finally, he was off the starting lineup, and they actually played well without him. So yeah, I mean, those are the main points. I don't want to take up like your entire show. But yeah, this was a good win. One game above 500 now. Um, and I mean that last loss really sucked, but they came out the second night of a back-to-back. They played pretty well, got the dub. So I mean, it was good to see, and hopefully they can make a push and,
It was,
and
dude.
make the
That
playoffs.
last game. I hate using this word. I really do, man. I'm not a big conspiracy guy. That was rigged as f-bomb, dude.
Oh yeah,
That
oh
was a
yeah.
ridiculous night
Like that
of basketball.
charge, that the charge that they call, like I found that really questionable because it's like in those plays, I think you should always give it to the offensive player, like the benefit of the doubt. And if he's fully square, he was past the restricted circle. So I mean, it was a bang bang call. But like they reviewed it and they didn't take any time. Like they just immediately said that the call stood. So I found that kind of weird because to me
There's a
it
lot of
looked pretty
plays.
close.
Like the
Um,
Kyrie Irving rip through that they were like,
oh yeah,
no, we're gonna give
yeah.
you 3 free throws.
He shot
Why?
that like with his left hand too, and they called it like
Okay.
3 free throws.
But
Which
by the
is
way, Sachin, I'm gonna move on to other folks as they're waiting. But
yeah,
Morgan Stewart agrees with you, adding that Jimmy and Steph were both off the court when the Warriors made that run in the third quarter. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I don't have much memory of that happening tonight, but that doesn't mean that it didn't. I just missed it clearly. That's inexcusable. I mean,
yeah,
you've got Jimmy Butler so that at all times you have one superstar on the court who can
exactly.
stabilize things. I don't support that at all, man. You need to
Yeah,
have
that's pretty
one
terrible.
of them at all times on the court. It is not rocket science to stagger the minutes so that either
Yep.
Steph or Jimmy one or the other is always on there, and then you set it up so that they're both together in pivotal moments.
Yeah.
That's absurd. That's absurd. I'm with you.
And one last thing, like Jimmy, I watched like Heat games, when he was part of the Heat. I watched a couple of them. Like he tends to be a little passive, especially like before the All-Star break, just in general. But after the All-Star break, like I'm interested to see how aggressive he'll be, because now like we'll get to see kind of playoff Jimmy like in like full form, right near the playoffs. So that'll be good to see. I'm excited. I'm happy that trade happened. Before that trade happened, I had questions, but most of those are erased now. Just seeing him play, he's not even at 100%.
Raymond M, by the way, adding that he was screaming at Kerr during those moments. Morgan Stewart adding that Draymond was also off the court. So I'm gonna guess like in that moment, and I'm trying to find it in my play-by-play sheet.
Draymond Draymond might have been out. Yeah, so it might have been all three of them.
So my guess is like the players who were on the floor were what? It was Podziemski, Moody, Quentin Post, Guy Santos, and Buddy Hield. Was that the 5?
I believe that's what it was, yeah. And it might have been Kevon Looney. I'm not sure. But all I remember is I just didn't see Jimmy or Steph on the floor. And now that I think about it, I don't think Draymond was there as well. So
that's inexcusable.
That was disgusting.
I'm doing my research. I will find it during tonight's show. I'm just curious to know who the 5 were that were actually on the court. But yeah, Steve Kerr just does he's I mean, it's not breaking news that he makes nonsensical, like head scratching decisions on the reg. It makes no damn sense half the time what he's doing. It's insane.
Continuously playing 3 guards as well. Like I don't understand it at all. It's like you play 3, 6, 2, whatever guards together. It's like I don't understand it at all. But
yeah,
I appreciate you having me on, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you, Sachin. Have a great night, man. I'm going to get to Leo Giancarlo. I love your name, man. Giancarlo Berrettaro. Leo, how are you doing, brother? Good to see you.
I'm good. How about you, Si?
Good, man. I'm actually doing my mood is so pathetic and sad how if the Warriors had lost this game, I would have been in the pissiest mood imaginable. And instead, I'm feeling great. That's how sad my life is. But
no, I completely feel you, Si. I feel the same way. No, that loss last night was terrible. Like those calls, like I just could not believe my eyes after that game. Like I just was in a bad mood. So I do not blame you there. I wanted to start by talking about I wanted to continue the Buddy Hield talk.
Yeah.
You're talking about how Buddy Hield has been like a passable at best kind of player. I think Buddy Hield defensively, like I think he's a solid defender in terms of how he plays, but he definitely lacks the size. Like you can see a ton of players take advantage of him. I've seen him have some pretty good possessions against guards, but like in general, Moses Moody just has a much longer wingspan. So he's just going to be better at guarding wings. And since he's already pretty good at guarding guards, like he's just better defensively. And then you also mentioned earlier how Moses Moody lacks some playmaking with the assists, but like Buddy Hield's not a great playmaker either. So
you're right. You're absolutely right.
Like Moses Moody has room for
real fast, Leo, just to add to what you're saying. Moses Moody, if we're going to rely on statistics, is a better 3-point shooter too. Moses Moody is shooting above 40% from 3, but he's around 30. It's absurd.
Yeah. Because, I mean, if Buddy gets hot, like he might have a better game than Moody every once in a while. But just in terms of consistency, like across games, Moses Moody has just been such a better shooter in terms of like just consistency. So I think I just want to see Kerr lean into Moody a lot more. But, I mean, we know that Kerr's biggest flaw as a coach is just getting too comfortable. So we'll see what happens after the All-Star break. But I'm excited for that because Kuminga's coming back. That was what I want to talk about next. So I think
real fast before you continue on, Leo, I just want to read Eddie757 in the chat wrote, I don't know if these are true. I haven't looked this up myself, but Eddie's writing that the Warriors are 15-6 when Buddy Hield scores 14 or more points. They're 10-1 when he scores 18 or more. So does that I thought they were undefeated when Buddy scores 18 or more. There's a loss now that we added to that? I'm curious to know when that was.
I must have missed it. No, anyway.
I missed that too. But real quick, I want to hear your point. But I want to add this before you jump in. Before I forget, the Moses Moody minutes tonight, he was awesome.
Yeah.
The good news about what we saw tonight is Steve Kerr, in a lot of ways, sees Kuminga and Moody as the same type of player. So what tonight revealed, among many things, that, again, the Warriors treated this like a must-win game. And if they had lost, that would not have been good, man. So the win revealed a lot in terms of this team's character, their strengths, and the fact that Moses Moody played, again, 30-plus minutes tonight What that likely reflects is when Kuminga's back, you're going to see Kuminga get those minutes. And then whether or not Podziemski's that fifth guy, I'm guessing it will be because of how much Steve Kerr loves his ball handling above everything else. But I can live with that 5. Can you because that's realistically what we're going to be seeing in the closing lineup is Steph, Draymond, Jimmy Butler, Brandin Podziemski. I'm going to guess is your fifth guy. We can have a discussion about that as well. And then Kuminga will be your 5. And if I said his name already, then Jimmy Butler will be the 5. But the point is, I love it. I'm happy with that, man. What do you think?
Honestly, I think that the Warriors should just shift their view of Moses Moody to being more of a shooting guard because, I mean, this is already a small team.
Agreed.
And if we could have like a lengthy defender that can also shoot at our 2, I think that would help us a ton. So
Agreed.
I think that if we could shift Moses Moody to the 2 and maybe have Brandin Podziemski play a more like point guard role coming out for Steph, I think that'd be great. And it's like, obviously, Podziemski had like 30 minutes tonight. I could see him just dropping down to like 25. Like, that's not crazy. So I think Brandin Podziemski could just like lower his role as a shooting guard a little bit and play more point guard role. And then if Moses Moody could be more of a shooting guard, I think that'd be great, especially with Kuminga and Jimmy Butler. Like, that would just be such an athletic group to have on the floor, especially with Draymond. Like, that would just be a great defense, as well as like in fast break. You just have so much like bigger, faster players that you just want to have in a fast break situation as well. So I think that adding the athleticism along with like Jonathan Kuminga coming back, I think Jimmy Butler is just going to completely unlock him. And then having Moses Moody shooting next to that is going to spread the floor. I think that's going to be great.
It is. I'm with you on all that, man. Think about how different things were a week and a half ago before the Jimmy Butler trade. Like, morale was down, dude. It was near the earth. Nobody was excited about Warriors basketball. Dude, it's incredible. Just that one trade has flipped the script on the season. I'm giddy, dude. I love this team right now. How do you feel about this team as a whole?
I mean, you can just see the look on Steph's face, like how it has changed. Like, Steph is just so much more giddy to play basketball now that we have Jimmy Butler here. Obviously, like, Andrew Wiggins is always going to have love in the base to like help bring us a championship, but Jimmy Butler is just a better basketball player. Like, he just brings so much more playmaking. And I mean, you could say they're about equal defensively, but Jimmy Butler is just so much better on offense that he just opens up the floor in so many different ways. So I'm just super excited to see a playoff run from this team.
Yeah, Byron Knox in the chat saying that those Buddy Hield stats are correct, which then makes me wonder what was the one loss? Like, what game did he score 18 or more, and the Warriors still fail to deliver a W? I'm curious about that. Tim Ford in the chat adding that Kuminga and Moody are nowhere near similar. Agreed.
I agree on
that. Tell that to Steve Kerr. Tell that to Steve Kerr, please, because he does not agree with your sentiment. I do. Continue on, Leo. And Kai, you're going to be next. Go ahead.
Just based on what Tim Ford just said, like, their play styles are completely different.
Completely,
like entirely different. And they can both guard like 1 through like maybe 4, but they can both easily guard 1 through 3. So when you have like just defensively, they're great. So and they're young, which is also something that we need because obviously we have 3 players that are above 35. So it's going to be nice to have some players that just have a lot of just dog in them to just like a lot of energy, you know?
Absolutely, dude. By the way, Morgan Stewart, who is on fire tonight, adding that he or she, I apologize, I don't know the gender. Morgan can be either or. Saying at the 3:48 mark in the third quarter, Kevon Looney, Buddy Hield, Guy Santos, Brandin Podziemski, and Pat Spencer were on the court together. This was, and thank you for giving that minute mark so I can more specifically see what was going on there. But the fact that Steve Kerr did not call a timeout and just allowed the Rockets to make this run to come back into it, crazy. It's crazy. Morgan, you're killing it tonight. Thank you very much. Leo, any final thoughts, brother?
Just about this lineup. I mean, Pat Spencer, Pods, and Buddy on the floor at the same time. I mean, why are we running such a small lineup? I mean, we got Jimmy Butler. Like, he could be on the floor for Podziemski. Like, you could rest Podziemski there if you want to get Pat Spencer some minutes. But even then, like, he could just take Pat Spencer's time. Like, that's in the third quarter. It's important to stay on top there, especially because we've lost so many leads in the third quarter this season specifically. So, I mean, and also just to add to the Buddy Hield thing, I'll end it off here. Like, Buddy Hield has consistently popped off at the start of the season and then slowed down throughout it on multiple teams. Mm-hmm. So, like, when you see a pattern like that, like this happened on the Sixers, this happened on the Kings. Like it's like been something that you see throughout his whole career. So it's just clear, like, now that he's on the Warriors, like, we've seen his past and he's continued that trend on the Warriors. Like, his minutes should be more restricted if you just look at that and just recognize the pattern that he's done this before. Like, this is a throughout of his career.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So thank you for that information. So this is who Buddy is. He starts off strong and then just completely flatlines the rest of the year.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Why I don't even know why they signed. I know. Look, it's still crazy to me that over the last 5 years he leads the NBA in 3-pointers made. Like, that's absurd. I know part of that is Steph missing the whole 2020 season, but how the hell is Buddy Hield number one? I mean, we're all watching the same thing here. It's like, what did this guy do to somehow climb to the top of 3-pointers made? That is insane. Morgan Stewart saying that the Buddy Hield game where he scored 18 or more and they lost was the Utah Jazz game where they lost at the end. That was a brutal game, man. I think was that the last game for the trade, or they just made the trade? It was right around there.
I think it was the last game before the trade, because we haven't. Our first loss with Jimmy Butler was against the Mavericks. So
yeah, Morgan, you're on fire. And Ken Mamba, thank you for the correction. It is Gooey Santos, not Gee. Thank you for that. We're saying that in jest, obviously, from an episode previously where an audience member called him Gooey, and we rolled with it. Leo, thank you so much for joining us, dude. Thanks for the support.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Si.
Enjoy the All-Star break. I do. I mean, I feel like the All-Star break is coming at a great time, man. This has been an exhausting season. So a nice little respite will be a good thing. So Leo, have a great night.
Tired. Hey, you have a great night too, Si.
Thanks, brother. Take care, man. Kai joining us from Florida. Great to see you. How are you enjoying the Jimmy Butler experience? Kai, are you with us? Going once. Oh, wait. I had the wrong person on. That's why. Kai, are you with us now?
Now you're hearing me, right?
There we go. How are you enjoying the Jimmy Butler experience?
I am a new convert. I like what I see happening with Jimmy as a part of the team. I don't like. As a matter of fact, I hate Steve Kerr's rotations. This man is not thinking at all. I think Steve Kerr writes down his rotations before the start of the game, and he goes to his little booklet and he looks at it and he puts his people in the way he wrote it down 6 hours ago, and he doesn't look at the game and see what's happening and make the adjustments accordingly. He does not do that. And I'm afraid for the future of this team if we still have Steve Kerr as our coach. I see people in the chat still talking about, oh, we need to go get a big. Where the hell you think you're gonna get any big that's of any use at this time of the year? The big that is out there that you're talking about, go buy him out and go purchase him from wherever. If he was any good, somebody would already have him.
Well, Chris Boucher is a name that would excite me. I wouldn't mind Larry Nance Jr. if he's available, but you're right. The list is thin.
Bigs. Those guys are not big. Larry Nance is 6'8". Trace is bigger than him.
True.
Chris Boucher is not big. Those guys they are not gonna come here and do any better than the ones we already have right here.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna tell you what's our best lineup once Jonathan comes back.
Okay.
Our best lineup is Steph Curry at the 1, Jimmy Butler at the 2, Guy Santos at the 3, Kuminga at the 4, and Draymond at the 5. And I know we are gonna say, oh well, we don't want Draymond to wear down. And what are we saving him for? For what are we saying? What are we saving him for? We want to get the best out of what.
I'm not. I don't think anyone's saying it's a bad idea. My only complaint was starting him at the 5. I just don't want to see him play heavy minutes at that position. So he's. I don't want to see him wear down.
If he's gonna play only 15 minutes at the 5, you should start him at the 5 and end him at the 5.
All right.
Get us off to a good start by starting our best center to start and end. And then you can use whoever in the middle. But if he's going to play 15 or 20 minutes at the 5, you need that to get off to a good start. You can start him for 5 minutes and then bring a big in and use him at the end as well. But that 5 I named you, Steph, Jimmy Butler, Guy Santos at your 3, Kuminga at the 4, Draymond at the 5. Why I want Guy Santos in there? I could say Moses Moody, but Guy Santos is just so much a better rebounder. He's going to rebound the ball, and Moody is not a good rebounder, and Moody is not a good passer as well. Guy Santos is he moves the ball very. The guy is from Brazil. He grew up playing soccer. In soccer, you have to move the ball. You have to see the pass before the ball comes to you.
And Kai, he grew up playing point guard.
And he grew up as a point guard.
Yeah,
Precisely.
so I love Gee, man. I love him.
He
I'm
needs to
so
be in
happy.
there.
I'm so happy he's a part of this. Like, I see a bright future for him wearing a Warriors uniform. By the way, Kai, do you want to hear from Draymond Green?
Of course.
Let's hear from Draymond Green. This was Draymond after tonight's game. This is courtesy of Sam Gordon of the San Francisco Chronicle, who's long overdue for an appearance on the show again. I know he's been dealing with some crap, and I hope he's okay. But regardless, Sam Gordon published this. Turn the volume up on your devices, please, so you can hear Draymond talking about the impact of Jimmy Butler on the team. Here's Draymond Green.
He's a franchise changer. He's done that everywhere he's gone, and he is helping revitalize what we got here, the belief amongst his team now that he's arrived as opposed to what it was before he got here. It's night and day. We let one get away last night, but this one tonight we would have lost. Which is having a guy like that changes everything for us. So after 4 games, what was the word you used? Assessment. The assessment is great.
Yeah, what a difference one player can make. And Kai, I know you were curious about the new addition, and your son, who sounds like a brilliant individual, helped convince you to sign on the Jimmy Butler experience. What are your thoughts now, man? We're 4 games in.
Oh, like I said, we should have won all 4 games. Last night, the players didn't lose that game last night. The referees took that game from us last night.
Yeah.
That swing through or whatever they call it, that Kyrie Irving did when Moses Moody fouled, and it was a foul, but Moses Moody fouled him at his ankle. How can that be a shooting? Can you take a shot when the ball is at your fucking ankle, man? The ball was at his ankles. How can that be a shooting foul? You can't be in a shooting motion when the ball is down at your ankles.
I agree. That was ridiculous. That whole thing. It was such an embarrassment for the NBA more than anything else, because anyone who with half a brain could see how egregiously one-sided most of those calls were. And look, I don't want to take away from Kyrie Irving. That was a brutal performance in terms.
Kyrie was Kyrieing. He was doing what Kyrie does, because whenever time Kyrie sees Steph Curry, he brings his best game out. Kyrie becomes a different animal when he sees Steph.
And some breaking news here from Shams Charania, speaking of the Dallas Mavericks, so the Warriors just played a day before. Shams Charania reporting that Daniel Gafford sustained a grade 3 right MCL sprain. He's going to miss at least 6 weeks. This is on top of Derek Lively II, who's probably going to be out for the year. Anthony Davis, who knows when he's coming back. He's out at least a month. So the Dallas Mavericks, who currently, I believe, are a half game ahead of the Warriors, and we'll look at the standings in a bit, that they're not going to be looking good. I mean, they lucked out with that win last night, but
They won tonight against Miami as well.
Yeah.
Any
final thoughts?
I wanted to point out one last thing to you, Sai, something that I saw your coach, your wonderful coach, Steve Kerr, did tonight. He had a line about
coach.
Yes. He had a line about there at one point where he had Steph Curry. He had Steph Curry out there. He had Brandin Podziemski out there. And he had Pat Spencer out there. And Draymond Green was out there. What is the purpose of Pat Spencer if Steph and Pods is already out there? What you have him out there for now, Pat Spencer?
I don't know.
Defense? You already have 2 point guards out there. Where you going with Pat Spencer? And Draymond is out there as a ball handler.
It's ridiculous. There's what can he say to that? It's ridiculous.
Kerr, man.
Well, the good news is they won, and again, this was a damn good win. So the Warriors go into the All-Star break, a game above 500. We'll cover the standings in a bit.
I think we can get that 6th seed if this idiot stop clown. I think he's clowning us on purpose, Cyrus. I think he's doing it on purpose to aggravate us. He's clowning us. I'm telling you. Damn,
Kai, have a great night, brother.
I'm out of here, man. Listen, get somebody. Get what's your guy name? That guy.
Bruce Brown is my dream. We'll see what happens. But
I love you. Yes, sir.
But great to see you, Kai. Thank you very much for joining us as always. I think the great Shardal is here. Is that correct? Are you with us, Shardal? And if yes, you're on camera tonight. Oh my God. What's up, buddy?
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. It's a whole different feel with like actually seeing you seeing your face. Where have you been? What took you so damn long?
I was working out.
Were you working out or were you on another show and I was not your first choice?
I was not on another show.
Okay, good. Well, your reaction, Shardal, to tonight's game. And Travis, we're going to bring you on in just a second. But how did you feel about tonight's win, Shardal?
I have to say, it was a tough loss. I mean, the Houston Rockets are one of the worst teams. I mean, I'm not a fan of the Rockets, and I'm not a fan of Dylan Brooks. But it was a tough loss. I mean, we could have easily won this game fair and square, but the Rockets just got away with it.
Yeah. Let's bring on Travis to the show. And we got the great Shardal joining us. Travis, welcome to the program. What would you like to share with the audience with Shardal and myself? How are you doing?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
I like this. I don't know what to say really, but I love these last 4 games of Jimmy Butler. You can see it's been almost transformative for the rest of the team. You see Steph Curry crashing the offensive boards like you've never seen before, basically, in his career. The aggressiveness with which he crashes when other players shoot the ball. There's just a lot of things, and it's just been amazing, the entire attitude and mentality of the team.
Travis, your audio's, I'm not going to lie, man. I'm not trying to be disrespectful saying this, but your audio is not great. I heard some of what you said, but any final thoughts? Only because I don't want to diminish the show itself, and it's hard to understand what you're saying, brother. I'm really sorry. Travis, thank you, man. I'm really sorry, dude. It's hard hearing you. Rello, I know you have welcome to the show. Travis, I'll talk to you in a second, man. Don't go anywhere. Go ahead, Rello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I'll start off saying that I've been a fan since Baron Davis dunked on Karolinko. So I'm gonna start off.
Those are good times. Not as good as now, but those are good times.
No, it wasn't good times. But I just want to say how long I've been a fan. You got a great show, man. I've been in the chat for a while. I wanted to say that Butler is a real franchise changer, like Draymond said, man. I don't think he gets enough respect where he goes. I never seen nobody that doesn't take as many threes that get as many points as he does.
Yeah.
Like, nobody ever talks about that. He doesn't have to take 8 or 9 threes and still give you 30, 15, and maybe 10. Like this dude, man, watch what I tell you. It's gonna change his whole team, man.
Sorry to interrupt, but Rello, you know where Jimmy Butler gets his 3-pointers from? It ain't from beyond the arc. It's at the free throw line, dude. That guy, he's so brilliant at getting fouls and making buckets. Like the +1 is something Dub Nation should get used to because he's brilliant at it. His first game in a Warriors uniform, I think he had 4 +1s. So he gets his in terms of those 3-pointers, just not in the traditional fashion.
I also think like when he slows that ball down, nobody understands how much rest that Steph Curry's getting too. So that's why in the fourth quarter, man, you got him and you got Butler in the fourth. I'm telling you, man, we get one big away, man. But I still like that post kid. He shoots threes pretty good. I think Steve Kerr gets a lot of hate, man. And I don't know, man. I don't like his rotations, but the guy, man, finds a way. Besides the last couple of years to win it, man. And JK, I want to talk about him, man. You was one of the first ones, man, that really talked about JK, man. He needs more respect from the league, not just his team, man. I think when he comes back, Butler is really going to help him too.
Agreed.
He was playing crazy before he got hurt, man. I don't know why he's out so long, but we need him back soon. That's all I got, man. I like your show, man. I think you're one of the best true Warrior shows. I'm glad you left the other one. I ain't gonna talk about that, but that's a whole other story. I had to find you, man. I'm pretty sure.
Before you go, wait, Rello. Before you go, Shardal, you suddenly have become very quiet as the co-host here. What's your reaction to Rello, brother?
It's great having you on the show, brother. Thanks for coming on Golden Days. I'd like to hear your take on the Warriors. I love everything you have to say. Thanks for supporting both me and Cy. I really like you coming on the show. Thanks for your support to the show.
Hey, Shardal's the best guest, man. He's the best guest, man. You got to keep him on, man. He needs his own show, man.
So
and I appreciate you letting me come on, man. I listen to it every day at work, man. You keep me going, man. For real.
Hey,
I love it. Thank you, brother.
Thanks for calling in the show, and please call in as many times as you like. We really love your support.
Oh, thank you, man.
Thanks for coming on. And, I know. Sai and I have a lot of other callers.
Hey, remember I said we will win it all this year. I will be coming back.
Remember we love having you on. Please don't leave. We love to have you.
All right, get on to the next guest. I ain't gonna hold you up, man.
Rello, love you, man. I'm gonna hold you to that. Come back if the Warriors win the title and brag, dude. Talk your shit. I want to hear it. I love it. Rello, thank you, man. Aim assist. Welcome to the Shardall and Sai show.
Yo.
What's up?
Okay, so first and foremost, we need somebody from the buyout because I'm tired of seeing Buddy Hield throw grenades at the rim. No cap.
Who do you like on the buyout market? Like, is there a favorite? Is there a target that you're looking at?
Bro, I wanted Larry Nance, but he got injured.
Is that an out for the year thing though, or like is he going to come back?
No, he's out. He's out for several weeks. So yeah, probably the end of the year.
All right. So if it's not Nance, who else, man? There's got to be someone there that you're looking at.
Honestly, I really don't know. I'm gonna leave it to the front office because Malcolm Brogdon got injured too, so it's really going down. But I think the game was great. I think Pods is the player of the game. He really saved us at the end with that defensive play, grabbing the ball out of the dude's hands. Who should have had 20 points.
I'm glad you brought that up. You're right. That was a key defensive moment. The Warriors were on the verge of sealing this thing. Houston has the ball. Aaron Holiday's been killing the Warriors all night, and Brandin Podziemski just takes the ball away from him. I was expecting at a minimum like a call for a jump. Dude, nothing. No whistle. And you could tell Aaron Holiday was like, what the hell's going on here? This guy just took the ball from me. Like, he just stood there like stunned. It was awesome. Good call on that, man.
Yeah, I think Pods just shutting the haters up, no cap, because Pods can have one good game, one bad game, and everybody on him, and then he has a good game, and everybody shuts up all of a sudden. So, yeah, and Draymond hit the dagger 3. I didn't expect that, and they didn't expect that either because they left it wide open.
That was when it was over, dude. What a game. What a game, dude. Like, there were moments in this game that you're going to remember for a long time. And those two plays, great call on that, dude. I like what you're giving us so far, man. Keep going. Keep going, Aim.
But last
First of all, I really like that you're calling into the show. Thanks for showing support to my YouTube channel and Cyrus's YouTube channel, Golden Days. Love you coming on, man, brother. We'd love to have you on the future episodes. Please come back. We like everybody who calls into the show. Everybody is family here on Golden Days. And your family too. And your family too.
Right. But last thing, usually I'm leaning on Curry, but that third quarter was crazy. He put out a lineup without Curry or Jimmy Butler, and our lead went from 24 to 11.
Yes.
That just can't happen. That's crazy. Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So,
that almost there.
So at the 3:48 mark of the third quarter, Kevon Looney was in the game already. He came in for Draymond Green. Santos came in for Jimmy Butler. And then okay, let me start over here so I can paint the picture. At the 4:28 mark, Steph, Dre, Jimmy Butler, Looney, and I think Buddy Hield were the 5 on the court. At the 4:28 mark, Santos comes in for Jimmy Butler. Kevon Looney enters the game for Draymond Green. So Looney was not in the game at that point. I apologize, but he comes into the 4:28 mark. Then you fast forward a few minutes or a few seconds to the 3:48 mark, and then Podziemski came in for Steph and Curry. So at that point, Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond Green all taken out. What is Steve Kerr thinking? I don't get what's going on there. So and Buddy Hield was in the game, and Pat Spencer was in the game. And the Warriors at this point led 81-57. So my guess is, in terms of what happened, is the Warriors were leading by 24, and Steve Kerr thought to himself, oh, this is the NBA of 10 years ago where a 24-point lead is safe and secure and I can start bringing in young people. No. In today's NBA, a 24-point lead doesn't mean jack shit. Teams can come back. So the Warriors were up by 24. Steve Kerr takes the foot off the gas, brings in all the players I just mentioned, Looney, Pat Spencer's in the game, Buddy Hield comes in the game, and just like that, the Rockets made the comeback. So that's what happened at that moment. Is it excusable? No. But that I can understand the reasoning of it a little bit at least. So Steve Kerr is not just a total dunce in doing that, but still was not the smartest move. And I wish he would have reacted sooner because as people mentioned in the chat, Morgan included, he didn't call a timeout. He just let the Rockets just make this run and come back. So Aim, now that we have that information and a little more context on that situation, what are your thoughts, man? And Shardal, you answer after that, please.
The only reason I think he might have did that is because Jimmy and Draymond was playing heavy minutes, but like you just can't do that. You just really can't do that.
No. Shardal, what do you think?
I mean, like it was a good game back and forth. I mean, it was very entertaining, but it was also very stressful too. Like it was like the Warriors had a big, that 24-point lead, and then they evaporated away. So it was stressful. I mean, like it was just like I was just like so angry. I was so nervous, anticipating what's going to happen next. I was like, are the Warriors going to take the lead? Are they going to choke? Are they going to lose? What's going to happen? I was like, I didn't really know. It was like I was on the edge of my seat.
Aim assist. Any final thoughts? Steve White, you are next on in the pecking order. But Aim, any final thoughts, man?
That was pretty much it. But hopefully when JK come back, Buddy don't play because. Bro, you wide open. Why are you missing? You're an NBA player, bro. A shooting guard.
Hey,
NBA.
You got an amazing voice, dude. You got that Barry White level of monotone, dude, which I'm sure the ladies love. Where in the world are you?
I'm in Atlanta.
Atlanta, Georgia. All right, so what's going on, man? How are you a Warriors fan all the way out in Georgia?
I just don't like the team. Not gonna lie, the Hawks. I don't like the Hawks.
But
yeah,
Trae Young injury guy.
But yeah, buddy, you're an NBA player, man. Like, how are you missing wide open threes as an NBA player? I don't get it, but that's my final thoughts.
Yeah, Buddy Hield tonight, 0 of 4 from deep, 1 of 5 from the field, 2 points. Buddy Hield in 13 seconds, 2 points, 1 assist, 0 assists, 1 rebound.
As a Warriors fan, I was. As a Warriors fan, I was going to watch.
If you look at the stat line, all you could do is laugh.
That's it, man. Aim, I can't thank you enough for coming on the program. Shardal, any final thoughts for Aim?
Thanks for coming on the show, Ames. You're welcome anytime on the show. We love to have you. We love your insight on the Warriors. We love everything you have to say. Come back another time. We would love to have you. Me and Cy would love to have you.
Aim, you were solid tonight, brother. Thank you, man. Oh, we lost him. He just bounced on his own.
Cy, something about NBA All-Star Saturday night. So I'm really excited for All-Star Weekend and all the events for All-Star Weekend. I was gonna tune in to watch the starting 3-point contest, but Stephen Curry's not in it, so I don't want to watch it. If Stephen Curry was in it, I would have watched the 3-point contest. But Buddy Hield, I don't think Buddy Hield should have started. He's having an awful season career so far in the Warriors. They shouldn't be starting Buddy Hield. They should cut him or trade him and start Kuminga.
Let's go to Steve White. Steve, welcome to the program. How you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. You just went from a voice that belongs on the radio to a face that belongs on the radio.
Stop it. You're fine, dude.
Hey, Steve, thanks for coming on the show. So first time me and Cy are doing the show together. I reached out to Cy. I asked him, Cy, I want to come on and do a show with you. Can you make it happen? Cy said, let's make it happen. So we made it happen. So I'm on the show tonight with Cy. So it's our first time debut on the show. I'm really excited. And you're on the show. That's exciting as well to have you on the show. Thanks for coming on the show.
This is your first time on the show.
A show with Cy. I mean, I was pumped when Cy came and reached out to me and told me that you want to come on the show. I said like F it, I'm coming on the show. Damn it, like I'm making this happen. F it.
But we're glad to have you.
Like hell with it. There's no way I'm not coming on the show with Cy. No way. He's the best host on Golden Days. He's also a massive San Jose State University professor, by the way.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Sharp. So, Steve, what's on your mind tonight?
Oh man, I'm just really kind of pumped about this game. They looked really good until Steve Kerr in the fourth quarter. He pulled a AKA Kyle Shanahan. Was like,
Kyle Shanahan, real fast, dude. Just I want to throw it out there real quickly, man. I feel like Kyle Shanahan, what he needs is what Sean McVay got: a trade for like a legitimate gunslinger. I'm not saying Brock Purdy's a bad QB, but it would be nice if the Niners got someone that you could just give the ball to and say, win it for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if Brock Purdy's that guy, at least not yet. That's my Niners take for the night. But Steve White, the floor is yours, brother. What's
Well, Steve Kerr and his rotations get me about as happy as a prostate exam in Wisconsin in January.
Cardall, do you have prostate exams?
I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know what Steve White's talking about. That's beyond what I want to talk about right now. I don't want to be talking about all that shit. Don't bring that shit up.
All right, fair enough.
But hey, that's like watching Steve Kerr's rotations, though, man. It's that painful. I'm really excited to see when the team gets our guy JK back. I'm a little worried that he's going to be a little timid to play him. Not JK, but Steve Kerr. I was really, really pessimistic about the Jimmy Butler trade, but as I started watching the first game, I really, really understand what Jimmy's role is now. He's going to bring us something that we haven't had, which is a low post player or low post presence. Some guy who could pass out of the low post, pass out of the double team, and the guy can get his own shot, which is something that we haven't had since Kevin Durant. Everybody, Kevin Durant was a jump shooter. No, if you watch those finals, he was punishing LeBron James every time that he made a shot. He was putting the ball on the floor and going to the basket. The only difference is that Jimmy is getting to the line. So I'm really, really excited to see what's going to happen. Now,
yes, sir.
I have to speak on Podziemski. I have to.
Real quick, before you do that, Kev F, I missed this earlier, dropped $2 saying that Buddy Hield equals Kyle Korver, JJ Redick, and an old Ray Allen. I actually would take all three of those dudes over Buddy, but that's just me. I don't know. But $2, thank you, Kev F. Continue.
Hey, Kevin, especially the old Ray Allen. I don't know about Kyle Korver or JJ Redick, because JJ was absolutely terrible at the end.
That's true.
But no, I am really, really. I got to speak on Podziemski because I am borderline the biggest Podziemski hater. I want to say that I started the narrative about how garbage he is. I'd rather watch paint dry than watch him play sometimes.
Okay.
But we're going to need him. We're really going to need Podziemski. I like what he gives us coming off the bench when he's playing like that 26, 25 minutes. I really like his rebounding. I like how he's staying in front of people. Somebody must have really tore into his ass about playing defense because he's sliding his feet and he's really staying in front of people. The only thing that I have negative about his game is, you saw it tonight in the fourth quarter where he was like, well, nobody else is going to take the shot. I'll take the shot. No, you don't, man. You better pass that goddamn ball to somebody else, dude. What the hell is wrong with you? But when he drives to the basket, though, I really like his energy. And again, everybody, I think we need to wait on a couple of more games. Let's see how he interacts with JK before we start piling on him again. Trust me, I will be the first to start piling on him. I can't wait. This is like one of the things I love besides you, Cy, piling on pods. Oh, and
Cy.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Cy, what are your thoughts on the clean-shaven face? I'm looking fresh. Dude, I've never looked fresh before, bro. I've never looked fresh, man. I try to look fresh for you. I try to look fresh for you, Cy. I try to come on looking fresh, wearing the suit, wearing the nice stuff, looking fresh, man. I come on fresh, man.
I'm never gonna shave, but this will be short.
That's what I do, man. I look fresh, man. It's just for Cy, man. I'm a man of my word. I said I'm gonna dress up nicely. I got a suit on, nice shirt.
We can't see you. Turn your camera on. There we go.
There you go. Hey.
There we go.
See, I said I'm looking fresh, but I told Cy I'm looking fresh on his show, man. I'm a man of my word. When I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. I got the suit on. I got the shirt. Nice hair, clean shaven face, looking nice, man. Looking fresh. Looking fresh, bro. Looking fresh for the ladies.
There you go.
This is for the ladies. This for the ladies, right? Look at this clean shaven face for the ladies, man. The ladies like it. In Cabo, I got a lot of ladies looking at me with this face, man. Look with the pool, walking in going in the pool, swimming around the pool. I got this clean shaven face, man. Ladies love that shit.
Did they love it in Cabo?
Yeah, they love me. They were like, they were just like, man, they were just all over me, man. Like this thing, man.
Beautiful. I want to hear that, man. I want to hear.
They said I want this guy to be clean shaven all the time. Never have a beard. Never have facial hair. Always take a nice, clean, remove this, remove all this underneath.
I love it.
Yeah, I had to get rid of mine too.
Yeah, I gotta look fresh, I gotta look fresh for Cy and all the ladies out there, and any ladies come on the show.
Any final thoughts, Steve?
No, I just love your show. Saatsaz, I love you. I hope you guys have a great rest of your show. Yeah, this is my guy.
Yeah. What's his name?
This is my guy. His name is Trout.
Trout, like the fish?
Yes, sir.
I love it. Trout, what's up, buddy? Is that a puppy? Like, how old is he?
Yes, it is. About 8 weeks, 9 weeks.
Oh, Trout, buddy. I would pet him if he was near. That's an adorable pup. Congratulations, man. That's
hey,
Cy. For me, when I go on camera, some people get nervous while showing themselves on camera. Man, I'm a natural, man. I'm a natural born on putting myself on camera, bro. I'm a natural, man. I'm not scared, man. Putting myself out there. I'm not scared. I'm a natural. That's why they call me the GOAT.
Travis, you're on the show. You're on with Chardal and myself. How are you doing?
There's a reason why I'm the GOAT.
Oh, can you hear me better this time?
Yes, I can hear you better now. Yes. Okay. What happened? What'd you do?
I was on a Bluetooth headset and it didn't want to connect.
You sound much better. Floor is yours, brother. Great to see you or hear you.
I was gonna say, I love. There's this this intangible thing that Jimmy Butler has brought to the team in the last 4 games, and even the 2 games before that, when it was announced that he was traded. When you seen Steph putting up 30-some shots, like he was trying to. There was this energy that just was not there before.
Yes.
You see Steph Curry crashing the offensive boards and making these huge plays late in the game that which, he makes big plays, but he very rarely makes big plays like that. And now it seems like that's happened 3 times since Jimmy Butler has been here.
Yeah.
You just see some amazing things.
It's beautiful. The Warriors just added a superstar next to Stephen Curry, man. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Is this awesome, Chardal?
This is awesome, man. I love having callers like this on the show.
What about Jimmy Buckets?
I love Jimmy Butler, but I think he didn't have that. I don't think he had such a great performance today. I think that he should have played better.
By he had 19 points, little off his game tonight scoring wise. But Travis, I'm with you, man. We're happy with Jimmy Butler so far. Any other thoughts you wanted to share tonight?
I want to say if Andrew Wiggins had the same game that Jimmy Butler had tonight, we wouldn't be talking about it was an off night.
Well, yeah.
We'd be going, man, Jimmy Butler look. Maybe we'd be saying, man, Andrew Wiggins looked good tonight. You see when he drew the triple team in the paint, Andrew Wiggins didn't do that.
They're just different players altogether, dude. I mean,
Absolutely.
Andrew Wiggins is a solid basketball player, but Jimmy Butler is like a guy who can carry your team to the NBA Finals, right? Like it's just 2 different conversations. I got a 49ers minded wanting to join us. Any final thoughts, Travis? Before
just thank you so much for letting people come and talk on the show.
Yeah, dude.
That's an amazing opportunity for people. And
of course,
man,
Simon in the chat is saying I don't troll, man. I got love for Chardal here. That's my boy.
Yeah,
no
thanks
troll
for having
in this
me
game,
on,
dude. It's all love and respect, Simon. It's all love and respect. Hey, Chardal, I'm not trolling you, am I?
You're not trolling me. I'm your guy. I'm your guy.
You're my.
You're my boy. You're not trolling me, so I don't know why people are saying you're trolling me.
I think Simon's joking. I think he's just playing. Simon loves you actually. So,
hey, Cy, I think I would take the job. I think I would be a great replacement for Festus Ezeli if he as an NBA broadcaster.
All right. Well, you're auditioning right now, man. People are checking you out. So, and we got some Niners coverage on the show. My boy, how you doing, man?
Good to see you, Sai. Long time no see. I know I was fortunate enough to have you on my channel not too long ago, and I'd love to do it again. Chardal and I go way back, actually. Chardal and I had collab before in the past, so good to see him on here. I'm really proud of you, Chardal. You're doing work. You're recognizing the GOAT status, and just like Sai said, I just got to take a step back and let him cook.
Well, you raise an interesting point. Chardal, who do you like more, the Niners or the Warriors?
I'm more of a football guy, but the Warriors are clear and dear to my heart.
I meant Chardal. Like which? Who does Chardal like more?
I love the 49ers and the Warriors.
So it's equal. So you don't have one.
I don't have one over the other.
What if a powerful deity showed up out of nowhere and said, "Chardal, you have to pick one, or you will never get strange again."
I'm gonna pick the 49ers.
Ooh, interesting. All right, I respect that. I mean, the Niners are, dude, they're legit. I get it. I hear you on that. So the Warriors are a very close second.
The Warriors are close second.
Okay.
Hey, Bashar, what are your thoughts on me looking fresh?
Oh man,
I went to Cabo, got a nice shave done at the barbershop, looking fresh, coming on the show with Sai.
I'm disappointed you didn't post any pictures of you with partying out in Cabo, man. I didn't see the pictures. You gotta show us the pic. You gotta do a pic check, man.
That's why I came on here, man. I think I look better on the show like this, man. Looking clean, looking fresh, coming on the show. Man, I
didn't know about Bashar until fairly recently, that you used to be a stand-up comedian, which explains a lot, which explains why you're as good as you are on the podcast scene. But dude, were you a full-time comedian? Like, were you hitting
I was definitely part-time. I didn't travel across the nation or anything like that. I did a lot of Bay Area. What's up, Shadow?
I was a full-time comedian. I hit all the comedy clubs. I charge $15 for tickets if you want to come and watch me perform live.
Interesting.
Well, I was going to say, I performed at Cobb, San Jose Improv.
all over the country. I perform in San Jose. I go up to SAC, Los Angeles,
Cabo.
I'm gonna go to Cabo. That's gonna be my last stop. So if you want to come and watch perform live, come out and watch me perform live.
You're gonna play at Sammy Hagar's Cabo Wabo, right?
At Cabo Wabo in Cabo.
There you go.
Hey,
Bashar, man, how are you feeling about the Warriors, dude? Like, what are your thoughts on Jimmy Butler? And
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I mean, a little backstory. As a Warriors fan, just with the history of the West, I think this was the point you were trying to make, because somebody mentioned Warriors fans not being happy about the trade out initially. And as a Warriors fan, despite all this recent success we've had from 2014 till now, right? Over the past 10 years, we've had a lot of success that I never, ever dreamt of as a Warrior fan. I was the Warrior fan that everybody laughed at and made fun of back in junior high and high school, because they were Chicago Bulls fans, they were Lakers fans, all that. But I stuck with them regardless of how garbage we were. But I witnessed a lot of garbage trades. Despite our success, I witnessed a lot of stupid trades where we got fleeced, and a part of that deal did still kind of stick with me. So I was like, dang, man, we already gave up Wiggins, we gave up what's his name, Schroeder, who I don't really give a shit about, but and then Kyle Anderson, he's whatever, slow motion.
It would have been cool if he actually played, but we never saw him play, so it was like, we never missed him because he never.
Hey,
well, I was worried because we threw in the first round draft pick, but at the end of the day, though, Wiggins is a wash because we already got Kuminga in the background anyways. Exactly. Who cares about Schroeder? We got tons of guards, and who cares about Schroeder? Kyle Anderson, I'm like, whatever with him. The first round pick was the only thing that had me worried, but it is a protected pick, and we got a superstar coming in. The moment I saw Jimmy Butler in that very first game, I was like, screw it, he's ours. Well, I'm down for this.
Bashar, I want to bring this up as well because you and I both grew up. Chardal, I don't know how old you are. I'm not gonna. You don't have to answer that if you don't want to.
I feel comfortable answering that question. I'm 28.
28. Okay, so you're still too young for this. Bashar and I are old enough to remember the Niners dynasty, right? And growing up with that experience helped me in terms of studying dynasties, in terms of understanding not just how to build one, but how to extend one. Like the Niners kept that thing going for 18 years. They kept it going with the second generation, another quarterback and Steve Young. And that lesson taught me that you can't be sentimental about players, dude. Like if you want to keep it going, you got to learn to move on before that player taps out and he's no longer at the peak of his powers. And you got to move on before the value diminishes. And the Warriors played the Wiggins card perfectly in that sense because his value a year ago was nil, and he finally boosted his value this season to a point where you could move him for a guy like Jimmy Butler. I mean, big picture, dude, the Warriors gave up nothing, dude. Like you're right, the first round pick next year, but it top 10 protected. So if by some chance the season tanks, you keep the pick. But realistically, man, you're not worrying about this year's draft pick, man. You're worrying about Steph. You gave up practically nothing, and you got a superstar alongside Stephen Curry, man. I'm ecstatic about this, dude. I'm giddy to no end. And Bashar, what are your thoughts on just growing up with the Niners dynasty and using that as a template, as a textbook for how to sustain dynasties, man? I learned a lot from that. How about you?
Well, as a 49er fan, and we're talking about how old people are, I did just turn 49, so I'm officially a 49er. February 3rd was my birthday. Just want to throw that in there. But I'll say this. Bill Walsh had a philosophy of it was better to get rid of a player a year early than a year late, and I definitely agree with that philosophy. And you can apply it to basketball. I think we applied it with Wiggins, and not that he's an old guy or he's no longer a spring chicken or anything like that, but I just think, like you mentioned, the value was still there. And therefore, we hit it big with getting Butler. I'll be honest. I was watching today's game, and I caught a lot of it late. I'm talking like mid-third quarter was when I jumped on, and I texted my boy, and I was like, "Damn, we're doing really, really good." I literally asked him this. I was like, "Did Jimmy Butler get any dunks yet?" Because for me, like right now, early on with Jimmy Butler, just me seeing him dunk gets me hyped up watching the game. So he's like, "Nah, but the youngsters are doing good." And like, dude, and then like a few minutes later, I'm texting him like, "Bro, I feel like I jinxed this damn team. Dude, we're playing like garbage right now. We're giving up this lead and whatever." But lo and behold, in the fourth quarter, I'm thinking like, man, well, why isn't Jimmy out there? I guess he was gassed, and I guess a lot of the team was gassed. But lo and behold, here comes the Jimmy Butler dunk. Boom, we're right back in the game.
Yup, absolutely right, man. And people in the chat are asking, by the way, when is Kuminga going to come back? Post All-Star break. They're going to reevaluate him, I believe, a week from, or they're going to reevaluate him, I believe, Monday. And that's just going to be to announce when to expect him. He's going to start practicing with the team right after the All-Star break. They will likely ease him in to build back conditioning up. So he's not going to get 30-minute nights right off the bat. Expect 20 minutes a night, then maybe 23, 25, and then hopefully we'll see 30-minute nights from him. So Bashar, plug your program, dude. You host an awesome Niners podcast. I'm going to go to Caleb after you, and we'll wrap up the show with the scoreboard. But you've got a great show covering the 49ers. Shardal has been on that show, I'm guessing.
So what are your thoughts on Deebo Samuel calling off himself in San Francisco? And which teams do you think he might get traded to? Are you thinking like maybe Jacksonville, maybe New England?
I know. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up in Denver. But Deebo, I mean, hey, we've had a lot of fun with him as Niner fans. But if he's feeling impartial, or if they have mutual, if it's mutual in terms of not wanting to pay him as much, and he didn't want to take a pay cut, and then we're only getting a good Deebo every 4 games. That's a reality. It takes like 4 games for Deebo to jump up and do something significant. So it is what it is. I'm not going to shed any tears for it. It's a business, and we can definitely move on. We can get a wide receiver who's more polished and who can run more routes and not gain weight in the offseason, or not make a scene in social media every now and then like he does now. So it is what it is. But really quick about the podcast. I took a little break. Had some technical issues with the internet at my house, but I'm gonna get back on. I'm gonna do some mock draft shows. Gonna do a lot of off-season talk, and I'm planning on trying to hit. I live in the 916. I'm planning on trying to hit up the Warriors Kings game at Golden One on February 21st in Sacramento. So I'm looking forward to that. I haven't been to a Warrior game in a long time.
Hold on a second. Maybe you had internet issues. What does that even mean, man?
My provider. It's like if I watch YouTube or stream anything, everything works good. But the moment I hit up StreamYard and try to go on YouTube and try to do a live stream, everything turns to shit. So I gotta get on the horn with my internet provider if they get all that sorted out before I try to go live again. I'm doing it from my phone right now, but yeah,
I think that's a computer. I think that's more of a computer issue than an internet issue.
It could be. I mean, it's a brand new computer though, so who knows?
Yeah, you got to get that figured out, man. That's crazy.
We'll do.
Dude. I mean, that's literally like your one of your. I don't know if that's your only career, but it's one of them. So that's messed up, brother. And I don't know if I sound like a dick saying this, but Deebo Samuel, nice knowing you, dude. Get the hell out of here. It's dude. He had an awful season. This last season, he was barely like he gets 2 yards of carry now when they hand it off to him. He's barely catching ball. Dude, he's worthless. Move on, dude. Can they cut him or are they going to trade him? Like, how do you move on from Deebo?
If they cut him, they take a gigantic cap hit. I believe it's like $15 million or something ridiculous like that. So I think the trade's the best thing, but who knows what they do? Who knows what's going to happen?
Trade him to the Jets, or the Jaguars, some schmuck team who will take a big contract like that. Is Devontae Adams going to come to the Niners, man? I read something today.
Supposedly he's going to get cut. I'd love for him to come back to the Niners. I wanted us to draft him, so we'll see how that plays out. I'm not going to get too excited about it until we'd actually land somebody like that. But that's definitely something to look out for.
Shardal, what are your thoughts on everything we just talked about? Like, do you like Deebo? Do you want him gone? I'm sorry, Shardal's on a lunch break. All right,
okay. Hey, anyways, man, thank you for having me on. I'll let you get to the other callers. Your show's awesome. Go Warriors. You keep on doing your thing, Si. You're the best. We'll try to
right back at you. Let me know when you want me on your show. I'll happily come on.
I will. We'll keep up. Don't worry, man.
And one more time, if people want to follow you on YouTube, it's called 49ers Minded, correct?
Well, it's 49ER Minded. You always pluralize it when you say 49ers, but it's 49er Minded. So
49er
thank you guys. Take care, man. Go Warriors.
Bashar's got one of the best programs out there covering the Niners. Former stand.
Hey, Bashar, it's great tuning into your watching your YouTube channel. I love all your content videos, man. I try and support you. I'm currently subscribed to your channel. I love everything you do. I'll keep watching your content.
Thank you, brother. From the GO himself, I appreciate it. Peace, guys.
Beautiful. Take care, Bashar. That's awesome, man. That's 49er Minded. In order to find that channel, go subscribe. Caleb, you will be our last guest on the program tonight. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Hello, you can hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Floor is yours.
Okay. It was all right win. I really liked how we did in the first half.
Just an all right win. Just all right.
I didn't like us blowing the lead, to be honest. That scared me. Honestly.
That's fair. Even though it was a back-to-back and they were exhausted, still not good enough for you, huh? What are you more upset about? Steve Kerr handling the rotations? Is it more you're disappointed that they were too exhausted to maintain the lead? Like, what specifically bummed you out? Is it just the blown lead and nothing really specific beyond that?
I mean, the blowing lead was bad, but I mean, it was the bench players. But the fourth quarter, I think first half of the fourth, we were just cold offensively against bench players. Ime Udoka, he didn't even put in his starters. He was playing his bench players, and they were cooking us. And honestly, that just dismotivated me. But Jimmy Butler out there and Curry, they were able to finish this up. That was
That's
good.
A good point.
I was one of those people that was pessimistic about the trade about Jimmy Butler, but he's been proving me wrong. Honestly, I was scared about losing Andrew Wiggins because of his defensive ability, but they've been doing really good defensively. I still believe Jimmy Butler is a bad on-ball defensive player against the players like Dame, Kyrie. I've seen him play, and he can't really defend them, but he's good with the passing lanes and stuff, so he's all right with that. And I like his ability with that. But I wish we traded Buddy Hield. I really wanted to keep Dennis Schroeder, to be honest.
The main reason, and this is me just spitballing. This is conjecture. There's no basis of reality here. I have not had a source tell me anything. My guess is Buddy Hield and that 4-year contract the Warriors gave him. Why they gave him that deal, who knows? But it's untradeable. Like maybe this offseason you'll find some sucker out there who would take it, but that's not a contract that you can move. And Steve Kerr likes him. That's another problem. Yeah, sure. But
so as a Warriors fan, this was a statement win for the Dubs. We needed this win very much, and we took care of the Rockets 105-98 in Houston. And it's so special to me as a Warriors fan who watches this team on TV and also goes to the arena and gives them all the love and support. That they're 3-0 before heading into the All-Star break. So that's a great statement. And Caleb, what are your thoughts when you heard that the Warriors got the win over the Rockets 105-98? They're 3-0 before heading into the All-Star break. How are you? Were you ecstatic? What are your thoughts about that? How do you feel about your Dubs? How do you feel about how they're performing?
I really like the performances from Moody and Podziemski. They're playing really good. And honestly, Moody's been amazing, to be honest. Only 10 points, but his impact even defensively was amazing. And honestly, a real question we got to ask ourselves is, I would honestly rather start Moody over Kuminga when he comes back. And I know this might sound crazy, but it's just Moody, I feel he's better at playing the 4 than Kuminga. And spacing-wise, Butler and Draymond and Kuminga is just not going to work. And I feel like Kuminga could really do good stuff on the bench, like playing the bench units for the other teams and playing against them. He can really have an impact on there. So
Caleb, I disagree with your point. I disagree wholeheartedly with that point that you made that Moody should start over Kuminga. I love Kuminga. He's injured. If he comes back and plays for the team, that'll be a massive that'll lift everything off all the Warrior fans' backs to see Kuminga back on the floor, because he got injured with that sprained ankle. So that was very traumatic. Like, when I heard about that, I was in tears when I heard that Kuminga had suffered that sprained ankle and that kept him out from the Warriors. I was sad because I love Kuminga, man. I love his dog. Like, he's a dog on the field. He has that intensity. He likes to bring it on the court. I love him so much, man. I just love Kuminga. I mean, I love everything, and
you don't love him, right?
And I would love for Kuminga to return back for the Warriors, because I just can't see him on the bench. I can't just see him not playing. I can't see that. It just hurts me as a Warrior fan. It emotionally hurts me to see Kuminga not playing.
When I say bench, I mean I still hope he's gonna get started minutes. Like, get that many minutes, but it's just a spacing issue, to be honest. Like,
that's fair. Kuminga, by the way, his 3-point shot is his 3-point shooting percentage has gone up to 35. I didn't realize Moses Moody's shooting percentage from 3 is down to 37.7% this year. Still a solid number, but he's taking a dip. And I'm looking at the game log right now to see if that's a recent thing. In the month of February, Moses Moody's shooting just 27.6% from deep. So that's what's brought the number down. Good news is, though, he's a very good shooter overall, and we'll see that number turn around. Because Brandin Podziemski was awful to start the year shooting from 3, and we've seen that flip. And I think the script will flip Moody as well. But I hear you, man. I respect it. Just the only thing I'll add to that is Kuminga is not as bad of an outside shooter as some think. He's actually a pretty good 3-point shooter.
Yeah, I've seen him make some.
But I hear what you're saying too.
The only way it would work is if Kerr benched Green, and I just don't see that happening. It would be better for the team if he benched Green. I mean, on Green's defensive prowess is amazing too, but I feel like Kuminga with Butler, and if you get Quinton Post, because and Buddy Hield cannot be starting. Like, I don't know, he's just so inconsistent. It's just really weird. And Quinton Post, he had a quiet night today, but yeah.
I like Quinton Post, man. He's young. He's not going to have a great night every game, but you're right. Tonight he played just 7 minutes, 13 seconds, was 0 of 3 from beyond the arc, the 3-point attempts, representing all of his field goal attempts. He also had a rebound and an assist in this game, but he only played 7 minutes, 13 seconds. I love is a strong word, but I really like Quinton Post, and I think good things are going to come from him. So,
Caleb, so
it'll be really good.
Are you going to be watching all the All-Star Weekend events from the Castro Rising Stars to the All-Star Saturday night, consisting of the Slam Dunk contest, the Skills Challenge, and the 3-point contest, and ending with the All-Star game in beautiful Chase Center, home of the Golden State Warriors?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch the Skills Challenge and the 3-point contest, and I'm scared for Buddy. I don't know if I feel like the pressure is gonna get to him, and he might do horribly. So we'll see. I'm scared.
It'll be interesting.
I mean, I really like the All-Star game, But the format this year for the All-Star game is just crazy. Like, it's 4 coaches. It's Team Kenny, Team Shaq, Team I believe Team Charles, and Team Candace. I just don't like the format because, like, I'm pissed off. Like, can't they keep the format East versus West? Like, why do they have to do this whole different format with that 4 coaches and that 4 teams? 2 teams play, and then 2 teams, and then the other 2 teams play. And then the winner from those matches will make it to the finals and play in the championship for the championship in the All-Star game.
I think they did it for viewing because like they wanted to change it up so they could get better
Like,
ratings, I believe.
But like East versus West is more entertaining because when everybody thinks of the All-Star game, people always think like East versus West, right? Like the East versus West teams.
Yeah.
That's like the format that was last year. And I hope they kept it like that for this year, for the All-Star game this year in San Francisco. But I understand how they're trying to kind of change it up a little bit, kind of having a different format, like not like last year.
Why don't we just watch it this year and see what happens? I think that's the. I mean, look, we're forced to. We don't have a choice.
No, but I'm saying the format is not the way we like to see it.
I heard, but you know why they did this, Chardal?
Why did they do it?
Let's try something new. Let's try something new.
Yeah, they had to
Let's
try
check it
something
out.
new. No one.
But people are going on social media and people are saying to boycott the All-Star game because it's not the same All-Star game like last year.
I want to see the Rising Stars play the All-Stars.
No. Do you agree that people are saying they should boycott the All-Star game?
No.
Because everybody on social media is saying that.
The real problem
because they don't like the way the format is. So I can clearly
problem.
understand
It's not even the format.
where people. No, I understand that, but I'm just saying people on social media are saying that, but I think that's too harsh to say they should boycott the All-Star game. Just watch the All-Star game, let it pan out, let's see how it's gonna be this year, and then assess it.
Yeah.
Don't say it's gonna be bad before watching it. I think I'm gonna watch it.
All right, let's do the scoreboard and wrap it up. Caleb, any final thoughts?
I really like this team now. I really think we could do a deep playoff, like
me too.
Rush, because like honestly, I've checked our series games between like some of these teams, and like OKC we beat them 2 times I believe, to them beating us 1. Houston we beat them 3-1. So like I think we really have a good chance. Kuminga comes back and we go on a really good streak after the All-Star break. We go up the seed, and I'm really confident in this team honestly. And if it's not this year, I hope offseason we get some new pieces. I mean, like get Buddy Hield out of here first. That's the priority. And like maybe get a center. I don't know. I want to stick to Quentin Post, but his defensive ability got me a little scared.
It's early. And I agree. We're approaching 2 hours here. I didn't realize how long we're doing this. I want to wrap it up.
You know what?
Thank you so much. Chardal, go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Caleb, it's great. It's great having Caleb.
Agreed.
So in the future, it would be really awesome if I could be your soundboard operator.
Well,
you know, like on 95.7 the game. You know when people call into 95.7 the game, and the operator says, "What caller? What's your name and where you're from? What would you like to talk about in the show today?" Something like that.
Okay,
you know, like when you call into like KNBR and the guy says like, "Caller, what's your name and where are you from?"
You want to be a producer. That's what a producer.
I want to talk like on 95.7 the game.
That's what I was doing at the very beginning of my career. So yeah, you want to be a producer. I
want to be a producer.
Let's do the scoreboard and we'll wrap it up here on a beautiful night. But when it comes to the Golden State Warriors coming and going,
hey, sorry, can I do this next time? It went so well this time. Can I do the same thing next time?
Not the very next time, but we'll do it again. Okay.
It went really well.
Agreed. I love it.
It was my first time doing it, so I think it went really well.
Look, did you see the banner I made for you right there? The magnificently great Chardal. Did I spell your name correctly?
That's an honor for you to put that on as the banner.
It is, yes.
It's an honor, and I'm a big fan of you as well.
Right back at you, brother. Let's go through the scores real fast, and then we'll do the standings, and we'll call it a night. Going around the association on this Thursday, February 13th. Chardal, are you celebrating Valentine's Day tomorrow?
I'm not celebrating Valentine's Day tomorrow.
Good for you. It's a bullshit holiday, so I'm good answer. The Clippers defeated the Utah Jazz.
I'm probably gonna on Valentine's Day.
Yes.
On Valentine's Day, I'm probably gonna make my mom some breakfast and a cup of coffee in the morning, and make that for her for Valentine's Day tomorrow.
You're a good son. I like hearing that. Chardal, the Clippers, the Warriors needed the Clippers to lose. Unfortunately, they won tonight in Utah, 120-116. James Harden, 32 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists in the win. Filipowski, 20 points, 10 rebounds in the loss for the Jazz. The Clippers improved to 31-23. Utah dropping to 13-41. Chardal, will the Warriors catch up to the Clippers?
I don't think they're going to catch up to the Clippers.
Okay. Oh, that's not good. That means because the Clippers are likely going to be the team the Warriors have to surpass to get the 6th seed. So if you don't
so the Utah Jazz, like I said, the Utah Jazz are tanking right now. The Jazz currently have the worst record in the NBA right now. Like I said, they're trying to go on an all-out effort in order to get Cooper Flag in the draft.
Yeah.
And I think if they get Cooper Flag in the draft, I think that it's going to help the Jazz tremendously. Because they need somebody like Cooper Flag. They need anybody. The Jazz need anybody. Like the Jazz can get any single player, and I bet that player will help the Jazz. Like, it will help them a lot. Like, there's nothing else I have to say about that.
Well, the OKC Thunder did not help the Warriors because they lost on the road to the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight, 116-101. Naz Reid, who's typically a Warriors killer, 27 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists in the win for the Minnesota Timberwolves, who improved to 31-25. OKC drops to 44-10. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander tonight held to 24 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. And Minnesota, another team that the Warriors are trying to overcome. So not a good result for the Dubs there. Any reaction to Anthony Edwards winning the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander battle tonight, Chardal?
I mean, Anthony Edwards is a great player, and I'm really happy for him. I'm happy for everything he's brought to the Timberwolves. I think he's a great all-around player. It's great that everybody, all the teammates on Minnesota, get the ball, like they distribute the ball to him, and he distributes the ball to all the other teammates.
Chardal, there's an opinion in the chat that I strongly disagree with, and I'm going to highlight that right now. This is BC saying that the Warriors' ceiling is the play-in. Strongly agree to disagree. I think they're going to get the 6th seed, maybe even higher. I'm curious to know, BC, why you're so down on the Warriors and thinking they can't overcome a 3-game deficit. Chardal, what do you think about that?
I mean, for me, I don't agree with that comment. Like, I don't agree with it. What BC's saying. I think the Warriors are potentially going to make it to the play-in.
Well, that's what he's saying too. I'm saying they're going to make the playoff. So you think they're going to be a play-in as well? Play-in is 7 through 10. Playoff is 6 and higher. So you don't think they're going to finish 6 or higher? You think they're going to be in that 7 to 10 range?
I think they're going to be in the 7 to 10 range.
All right. So you and BC are both betting against the Warriors. I'm fascinated. I think the Warriors will make the playoffs this year. I think they're going to finish as a 6 seed or higher. I really do.
So what were your thoughts on Kevin Durant for reaching the 30,000 milestone mark? Like, are you excited that he's reached the 30,000 point mark in the NBA?
No, not at all. Moving on, let's go through the scores. We only got a few more here. It was a late night. 2 more games, one of them with great news for the Warriors. This one, the Dallas Mavericks, who took care of the Warriors last night in that frustrating defeat, were at home again, this time hosting the Miami Heat in a game that Andrew Wiggins did not play in, a DNP already. At one of many reasons why I'm so happy the Warriors dealt him. Dallas wins 118-113. Their record is now 30-26, so they stay ahead of the Golden State Warriors as well. Miami drops to 25-28. Dante Exum, 27 points in the win. Tyler Hero, 40 points, 8 rebounds, 3 steals in the loss. So Dallas we talked about this earlier tonight. Shams Charania breaking the news that Daniel Gafford will be out for at least 6 weeks with an MCL, I believe, a sprain or a tear in one of his knees. So the Mavericks front court is decimated. And I do believe, I'm confident in the Warriors being able to overcome Dallas, one of the many teams that are still ahead of them. Your thoughts, Cheryl, if any?
So in the skills challenge, what are your thoughts on two Warriors making it to the skills challenge competition? Moses Moody and Draymond Green are in the skills competition for Team Warriors.
Are they really?
Yeah, Moses Moody and Draymond Green are in the skills competition for NBA All-Star Weekend.
I didn't know that.
They are.
That's good to know. I might.
What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on Draymond Green and Moses Moody making it to the one of the All-Star All-Star Weekend events?
I don't have much thought about it, except now I might watch it. I had no plans of watching it before. Now I might take a look and see what it's all about. Mitchell and Ness in the chat is asking, is Trace Jackson Davis in the doghouse, given he's been getting a lot of DNPs lately? No, I wouldn't say doghouse is the right way to put it. He's out of the rotation. Yeah.
So when you're saying that Trace Jackson Davis, when Mitchell and Ness is making that comment that is TJD in the doghouse, I think he's kind of making a similar comparison when remember when Brandin Ayuk wasn't performing really well, and they put Ayuk in the doghouse because he wasn't playing really well. I think they're kind of making that comparison with Mitchell and Ness, saying that TJD's in the doghouse.
Yeah, Trace Jackson Davis in the month of February has only played 3 games. The last one was at Milwaukee, and he played 1 minute in that game. He played 4 minutes in the Bulls game, 5 minutes in the Lakers game. It's just a rotation thing. Quentin Post has left ahead of him. Kevon Looney has left ahead of him. The minutes aren't there. Do I agree with that? No. I think Trace Jackson Davis brings value at a bare minimum on the defensive side, in addition to easy buckets offensively with lobs, with easy putbacks. Yeah, and 49ers minded adding that he misses Trace Jackson Davis's dunks. I agree. It's a Steve Kerr decision. There's not much more to add to that. Darren Adams in the chat saying that Buddy Hield needs to be in the doghouse. Wholeheartedly agree with you there. Shardal, one last score tonight in the association.
So these are the 8 participants in the Starry 3-point contest: Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, Darius Garland, Tyler Hero, Buddy Hield, Cameron Johnson, Damian Lillard, and Norman Powell. Out of all those 8 shooters, who do you think is going to take home the Starry 3-point contest trophy?
Can you name those players one more time? I'm sorry, man.
So it's Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, Darius Garland.
Cade Cunningham's in the 3-point contest?
Tyler Hero.
Okay.
Buddy Hield, Cameron Johnson, Damian Lillard, and Norman Powell are all the 8 3-point contest participants.
I mean, Dame and Tyler Hero, I would say, are the favorites. What do you think, Shardal?
I'm going with Damian Lillard winning the 3-point contest trophy because he's an Oakland boy.
I
know he's not.
Dame on a personal level, I've had a lot of engagement with him through various events. He's such a good dude, man. Like, he represents the Bay proud. If Stephen Curry didn't exist, I would be fighting for Dame Lillard to be on the Warriors, but there is a guy named Stephen Curry who's on the Warriors.
As a Warriors fan, I want to see Buddy Hield take home the Starry 3-point contest trophy. But Frank in the Dungeon show, he's a big New York Knicks fan, so I bet he probably will be rooting for Jalen Brunson to take home the trophy because he's a big Knicks fan.
I'm gonna predict Dame Lillard.
Frank Red.
Simon is predicting Buddy Hield. Shardal, one last game, and this was a good game for the Golden State Warriors. The New Orleans Pelicans winning at home tonight, 140-133, to improve their record to 13-42 on the year. They beat the Sacramento Kings. So we're going to have a standings update in just a moment here. The Kings dropped to 28-27. DeMontis Sabonis, 22 points, 28 rebounds in the loss. CJ McCollum, 43.7 rebounds in the win. CJ McCollum Would have been a nice addition to the Warriors, but I digress. All right, so the standings on this Thursday, February 13th. The Warriors are still 10th, but thankfully, but with them winning, they stay tied with the Sacramento Kings, who have the edge in terms of head-to-head. That's why they own the tiebreaker right now. They have a better record versus the Warriors this season. But so the Warriors are 10th, and I keep forgetting to share my screen. Let me do that right now real fast so we can look at these together. Hang on one second. Yeah, I use there we go. Okay, I use ESPN for this. I don't know if that's the best visual, but we'll just roll with it for tonight. So in the Western Conference, OKC obviously is number one. They're going to finish with the best record. I don't think there's any debate there. Memphis currently second at 36-18. And then we got the pecking order. Denver is a half game behind the Grizzlies. The Houston Rockets are 2.5 games behind the Memphis Grizzlies at fourth. The LA Lakers, 3 games behind the Grizzlies at the 5th seed. The LA Clippers with a 31-23 record. Again, that was a game that the Warriors could have used a loss from them tonight. Didn't happen, but oh well. So the Clippers are 5 games back of Memphis. The Clippers are also 3.5 games ahead of the Golden State Warriors for that vitally important 6th seed, which is the difference between the play-in tournament and automatically being in. Minnesota is your 7th seed at 31-25. They're a game behind the LA Clippers, 2 games ahead of the Warriors in the loss column. The Dallas Mavericks at 30-26. They are the 8th seed currently, and that's why last night's game stung so much, because the Warriors right now would be ahead of Dallas and Sacramento in the standings had they won. But the good news is they're so close. It's just a matter of time, folks. I'm very confident that the Warriors will slide into that 6th seed. I'd give it a month. That's my prediction. So Dallas again 8th. Sacramento is 9th with a 28-27 record. The Warriors also 28-27. Tonight's win was huge for a lot of reasons. The standings included. Phoenix, meanwhile, is fading into irrelevancy. They currently stand at 26-28. They're a game and a half behind the Warriors, 1 game back in the loss column. And the San Antonio Spurs and the Portland Trailblazers still in the conversation. San Antonio is 23-29. They sit 3.5 games behind the Warriors for the 10th seed. And then the Portland Trailblazers are incredibly still in it. Very on the outside, but they've got a shot. Portland at 23-32. They sit 5 games behind the Warriors for that 10 seed, which represents, the play-in tournament. And those are your standings. Shardal, any final thoughts as we wrap up a show that you killed it, brother? You did great co-hosting with me. Your final thoughts tonight. You're muted.
Guys, make sure to subscribe to Golden Days. Make sure to click that like button, smash that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so it'll be updated the next time Sai goes live on his channel. And it's the channel's in reference to Dazed and Confused, in reference to the Matthew McConaughey movie. When you reached out to me and told me that I wanted to do this, I wanted to co-host with you on your channel. That was a massive honor that you reached out to me, and I was pumped up because I was saying, like, I've never actually done a show with Sai before, so this is the first time that I get to do it. So I was really excited. Like, it was truly an honor, and I hope we can do this another time.
We will, Shardal. I promise you that. And again, you're one of a kind. I mean that in a positive manner all the way, because this world always needs some unique spices, and you definitely bring that. You're a phenomenal individual, Shardal. Thank you for being on this with me tonight. Do you feel as good about the Warriors as I do? This was a big win.
I feel great about the Warriors. I think this was a great win. I think we took down Houston 105-98. And I feel confident that after the All-Star break is over, the Warriors are going to win more games, because the Warriors have to win as many games as possible. That's the only way they're going to make it to the playoffs and potentially win it all this year. It's great hopping on and coming on your show as your co-host. I think I did a phenomenal job. I'm really excited when I got when you gave me the opportunity to make this happen. I was pumped up when you reached out to me.
I'm pumped up every time you're on the show. So there you go. We both from this. And Chardal, enjoy your All-Star break. Do you have any big plans?
I don't got any big plans, but I really like coming on and looking nice and wearing a nice shirt and a nice suit jacket and looking clean shaven. Should I come on like this every single time I'm your co-host? Should I come on like this every single time?
I want you to be comfortable. You do whatever makes you comfortable. That's all I care about. Let's hear from Stephen Curry before we go. We got one last soundbite. I just came across this, and this was in the post-game interview with NBC Sports Bay Area, the Warriors' flagship TV network, which broadcasts all the games locally here in the San Francisco Bay Area. And Steph brought up the fact that even in the city of Houston, Texas, he's getting love. And let's hear from Steph.
Like, we thought they booed you all the time in Houston. They're showing you all type of love down there at H-Town, despite causing them another nightmare there. What's going on down there in Houston, Steph?
I don't know if y'all can see what I'm looking at right now, but there's literally like half of the lower bowl is all of Dub Nation. It's kind of crazy to think about just the love that we get down here. You know, like you said, there's been a lot of battles. This is a different team, but yeah, this is special for sure.
Like,
I agree. That is special. Sorry about that. I was muted there. Chardal, did you like that from Steph?
So when I come on here looking like I am now, I feel very comfortable like this.
Good. As long as you're comfortable, that's all that matters. To the audience, thank you for joining us tonight. Go Dubs. We'll be back at this soon. The Hall of Famer Rick Barry is going to join me. Chardal, I don't know if this excites you or not. I got a text message earlier today from former Golden State Warriors legend Sleepy Floyd. He's a massively under the radar former player who still to this day holds the NBA record for most points in a quarter and half of a playoff game. In 1987, Sleepy Floyd scored 29 fourth quarter points, 39 second half points to stave off a sweep by the LA Lakers, who went on to win the title. And that game made it a 3-1 series. It went back to LA and the Lakers took care of business. But that one game and that Sleepy Floyd performance, A, got me into basketball. I'll never forget that game. And B, Sleepy Floyd's a legend, and he's going to join the show soon just to talk about the Warriors and himself. And we'll
So I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying to look like an identical representation of Bonta Hill.
Why?
No, I'm like, because Bonta Hill wears a blue shirt and a black blazer.
You like that? You like those colors?
I like to look like Bonta Hill.
All right, sounds good. Chardal, thank you very much as always, brother. Thank you to the audience, and go Dubs. This was great.
Let me tell you how the viewers can find me and locate me on social media. So my YouTube channel is SGA Sports Talk channel. I'm currently at 325 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 400 subs. So if your viewers could gladly click that like button and that subscribe button for me, help me get to 400 subs, that would be greatly appreciated. I would really appreciate that if they did that, because I'm trying to get to 400 subs. I'm trying to get super chats, monetizations on my channel. I'm trying to get all of that stuff. So if your viewers can help me, that would be the world to me. That would be very special to me if they would do that for me.
Next time, promote sooner. Don't wait until the very end. One more time, let people know how can they follow you or subscribe to you?
My YouTube channel is SGA Sports Talk channel. I'm at 325 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 400 subs. If you guys can gladly click that like and subscribe button for me, you just have to go to my channel. There's a black button that says subscribe. You just click on that button and then you're subscribed to my channel. That would be great. Highly appreciate if you guys can do that. I'm trying to grind as well as you. I'm trying to make all this content just like you. So we're both fellow Golden State Warrior content creators. We're trying to make as much content and go as live as we possibly can on both of our channels. But next time when I come on, I would love to do a simulcast. So maybe we could simulcast on my channel and your channel.
You could have done that. And, yeah, sounds good. Sure. Yeah.
Just like when Damon, Bruce, and Larry Kruger go on Damon's channel.
And Ryan Leong does that too. Yes, you can dual stream on your channel as well. Please do that. Someone in the chat was asking who is the individual next to Chris Mullen on that clip. That's Zena Keita. She's an awesome individual. On a side note, so just in case you're wondering, that's who that was.
Hey,
thank you,
Cyrus. Thanks for having me on. And I look, and everybody in the chat says that he looks clean and fresh. He looks nice. It's a different look. Right,
we gotta go. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Shardall, thank you. Go Dub.
I'll see you around, and I'll definitely see you on a future show.
Sounds good. Bye, everyone.
See you later.